searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next step you take in life. You got singing in my head, when I dream about you dancing, yeah, you got me singing with the best. My love for you is endless. I know it was really rough to fight, and I hope we can find our love tonight. Yeah, we are going to find our love tonight. You know why? Because it's this fine ass, beautiful Thursday. Is it a Thursday? Yes, Thursday. Thanksgiving in Los Angeles land here. And who better to be spending Thanksgiving with than the SPTV community? Woohoo! So thank y'all for being here. Hello to everybody in the chats. Yeehaw! Happy Thanksgiving. We are thankful for you. We are thankful for all of you listening, watching, judging, loving, criticizing, supporting, giving us hope, giving us, feedback, giving us love, giving us everything. We love you. We trust us. It's a whole different world on the end of being born and raised in Scientology and this muck. So to be here with all of you is fantastic. And on that note, I'm going to bring up in and out. We're going to have people coming, saying hello, sharing their thanks, just jumping in to support the SPTV community and the people here. And we're all supporting each other. And my first thing is I just want to thank you all for being here. So here we go. Welcome, Jeff from PTS for Life. We've got Liz, obviously your one and only, and the Louie. Hello, Louie.
Hola.
We're going to continue more. Let's see who else is on the plateau. Uno momento, por favito. I am trying to make my screen. There we go. And the one and only. Sorry, guys. Hold on. We're getting there. I'm learning the defaults of life.
We're thankful for that.
Here, how do I do this?
Oh, glad to meet you, Jeff. This is the first time I've ever talked to you.
Right?
Yeah, well, there you guys go.
We'll have to change that, and we'll do a one-off live stream together. Perhaps on the subject that we already slightly discussed a little bit.
Sure, that'd be great. Yeah, anything. I'll talk about anything with you, even sports, and we can compare Scientology and to what L. Ron Hubbard says about it and how they manipulate sports celebrities.
There you go. Actually, it's funny. Quick story while Laura's figuring that out. When I was in the drug-free marshals as a teenager, we had two of the football players for our local football team who were on lines in Scientology. As far as I know, they're both not in anymore, but they used to send me down to the training grounds for the BC Lions to kind of like try and coerce people into joining quite often, actually. Really wanted to get everybody in.
Did you get anyone in?
Hold on 1 second,
not from those experiences, no. Apparently I wasn't very good at my job, though. But I was a 15-year-old, so I cut myself some slack.
Yeah. You're
well. I'm trying to. Oops, sorry, guys. I'm about to remove myself. I'm trying to get these cutie patooties that are also waiting to get on in here. And Laura's just getting her shit together, all right? She's getting her shit together. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you all for being here in the chat. Welcome. Thank you, Liz. You guys can keep going. I'm going to try to keep things moving and shaking in the back, and then life will get better for all of us.
Fantastic.
I love you guys. And thanks. So how we start off, we could start off, we're talking about what we're thankful for. Okay. We don't have to talk about if there's something off the top of your head, like Liz, I know you're going through something right now. I know you are. So why don't we start with Liz's amazing Thanksgiving little day today and her story and quickly what we're strongly thankful for, even if it's just one or two thoughts.
Okay, so basically today drove over to Golden Era, did the whole clenched the whole way there. Had the present all ready and decked out in the bag. And pull up to the gate, and it's immediately they put down the screen visor as my truck is pulling in. They put down the screen visor, and I'm like, okay, please, I'm not gonna cause a scene. I'm not gonna cause a scene. And then I'm like, look, dude, I just want to give my dad his birthday present. That's all I want to do. There's nothing, and for lack of better words, everybody, I said, look, there's nothing in theta in this box. It's just the necessity that he needs. That's all it is. And all I want to do is get it to him for his birthday. You're trespassing. You're trespassing. You know, the whole interaction probably took a minute and a half. And then finally he was like, I'm going to trespass you. And I'm like, fuck this shit. And I grabbed the present from the back of my car and I put it there. And I was like, look, again, here's the package. And I put it down and I got in my truck and, you know, stopped blocking their driveway and was trespassing.
Damn, that's
fucking
hardcore.
Brutal. The good part is that, because I'm trying to look at the little bit of positives, because yeah, that was a gut punch. Especially when I don't have aftermath cards in there. There's literally just the necessities. And we drove by a second time and the package was not where I had put it. So I'm hoping, beyond hoping, that they at least do the right thing and let him have his birthday present.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, they 100% would have opened it, right?
Yeah, everything was
nothing's wrong with it. So
yep, everything was sealed. Like all the stuff was fully sealed in the container, so that way they can look at it and be like, "Look, I didn't put a hidden message in there."
Yeah,
it's just the necessities that we'd always needed: socks, undershirts, you know, pocket protectors for those, you know.
Did you? Yeah.
Just
I like to think that you're right, Liz. I think I can feel it. I think that he got what was rightfully his, and I'm gonna choose to believe that because yeah, it's his birthday after all.
Yeah, I mean, there was a birthday card. I'm not gonna lie, there was a birthday card and it said, you know, Dad, I miss you, I love you. I hope this isn't the only birthday present that I get to give you. You know.
Yeah.
So hopefully he'll understand that I'm here and I'm whatever he needs.
That's really, it's hurting my heart hearing that, Liz. Like even just hearing all that right now. Like, but I mean, how do you feel? How do you feel right now for like, like putting all that together, doing it?
I felt gut punched. All I could talk, like during the moment, I'm like, literally, why did I just put myself through this? Why did I seriously just put myself through this? And then when the package was gone, it gave me some hope. Because when the package was gone, it literally was like, okay, I'm not doing this for nothing. I'm not spilling my guts on YouTube for nothing. I'm literally crossing my fingers that he gets his presents.
And that was today?
Yeah.
Wow. Did you talk to the same guard as you did the last time when you went there?
No, they talked to me through the box. Like once they
closed there was no person?
No, once they closed the screen, they literally talked to me through that. Oh man, Laura, I so want to cuss. They talked to me.
You know whose channel you're on, Liz?
Okay.
This is not, this isn't the Aftermath or AA Ron's who's trying to hold his sweet mouth in check. This is Lara FM. Speak your mind, say your words. If you demonetize me, I don't care. I've
already sworn.
Care. Yeah, I probably swore opening up. And I just really quickly want to say, welcome to the stage, my beautiful SP sweethearts, Jeff Hawkins and Dylan, blown for good, or I was going to say blown for good drill. That's so funny. Blow drill for Dylan and Hawkins. I'm going to mute you just for the moment because you're beautiful. Yeah, you hear that echo, guys? That's Mr. Sweet Hawkins. But thank you guys for being here, and I love you guys so much. Hi, Dylan. Yay! Happy Thanksgiving. I am so blessed that you guys are not in Scientology anymore, and that your beautiful minds are showing in the light of SPTV and how we react to things and what we love and care about, and people showing up in all sorts of amazing situations having PTSD and all sorts of things flying in their face, but just showing up. And I just love you guys so much. And I am so thankful. Like I said in the description down below, I am so thankful for you guys personally having your own channels, or just like Jeff being on here speaking, like speaking your minds is something we were never allowed to have. And so I really, really appreciate you all so much forever.
I'm doing it wrong.
That's why I did it fast.
Oh, Jeff is doing the I love you, rock on.
Horns, rock on.
Yes, I love you, Jeff.
I do like that the two Jeffs are in the middle too.
There you go. Jeff, I unmuted you. So that's okay. So Liz, we were just talking about your thing. I was saying, like, I think the idea, you putting everything together, you being where you are, having the hotel, having just this group of people alone supporting us all, knowing that every single one here in this community is supporting whatever decision you decide to make. It's not about what other people are saying, how this is how you should handle your life, or this is how you should talk to your father, or this is anything. It's about your decisions. It's about your feelings. It's about healing your next move. What's your life about? Anyways, woo! So I just want to say, I freaking appreciate that shit. Oh, sorry. I appreciate, no matter what is going on in all of our lives, that we are our own fingerprint. We are our own characters. We are not Aaron, Smith-Levin and growing up in Scientology, even though we love him. I'm just saying, Aaron is his own fingerprint. We are all our own human beings. I love you guys literally individually so much. And I just want to say that is what I'm thankful for. I am thankful for you, Liz, doing the moves that you make, whether it's giving your dad the present and nobody receiving it for him, whatever it is, it's those moves you're making that you go, okay, that didn't work. Or I tried that. I felt really good that I did that. And I don't care if even just security sees that. My heart is trying to do a nice thing. I'm giving my father a beautiful package full of socks and care and love. How is that so harmful?
Yeah.
So I love that. And so Liz was we were just individually all saying, what are quickly off the bat, what are a few things that you're definitely thankful for? Like thankful for.
I will go if nobody else is going to go. I'm really thankful for, I think specifically with this whole YouTube thing, because I'm fairly new to it. I'm 2.5 months in, and I'm very thankful for the platform, first of all, because you can literally say almost anything that you want, as long as it's within their guidelines. But there's no one in control of my channel other than me. So I'm allowed to say what I need to say, communicate what I need to communicate, and associate myself with people I want to associate with. And I mean, so far, literally every single person that I've had to deal with in this community has been amazing. And it's nothing like Scientology says about SPs. You guys are all super friendly and really supportive. It's very strange. You want to talk about cognitive dissonance there, right? Like literally everybody is like, oh my gosh, if you need help, let me know. I will help you.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just this weird thing. It's very novel. It's something you don't get in Scientology. It's genuine love. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for my amazing, my wife and my very cute suppressive puppy, or special puppy, as some people call them. And I'm just thankful to wake up every day with purpose now, because when I was, in Scientology, you have this purpose to quote unquote clear the planet. And when you leave that, it's pretty tough to not have something to look forward to or reason to wake up. And it's good to have this purpose to now basically do the opposite. I guess it is clearing the planet, but clearing the planet of Scientology. So that's my goal, and that's what I'm thankful for.
Nice. I love that, Jeff. And thank you. This is, I think, our first time for being even on a chat together, which is so cool. And I've been watching your channel, and I love your, like I said, we all have our fingerprint. I love knowing you. I love knowing what you like. I love meeting your wife through the virtual. You know what I mean? Like, I like knowing the accomplishments, even if it's something like I finally found a beautiful girlfriend or a wife outside of Scientology who was able to show me a whole nother world. That to me is so important. It's so loving for other people to hear that too. Like, to be like, oh, I can actually make these major moves for myself that are beneficial for me. Even though it sometimes feels selfish and hard to do because you're like, am I being out exchange? Am I like spoiling myself? Am I giving myself too much love that I should go get to work? You know what? Anyway, so thank you for being here, Jeff. So cool. Glad to freaking finally have you on here.
Thanks for
the
letting me join.
LFM TV. Louie Lou.
I'm so thankful for you, Laura, for giving me the courage to come out here and just say stuff. And Jeff for just being, you know, like a badass going out into St. Hill and facing those dudes. It was facing those people. And I'm just really so thankful that I don't have to be sitting at my desk at ASHO in Los Angeles right now trying to figure out what my condition is for the next week, as if Thanksgiving Day doesn't really matter. You know, and I'm just sort of in this drone apathy, but I don't even realize it. I think this is happiness. I'm so
Wow.
thankful
Well
I'm here.
put. Yeah.
That's on point. Cause yeah.
That's what I mean, Liz. Like, even you doing what you're doing is helping your heart. It's like even Lou being able to chat with me and do this is helping our hearts, whether other people like it or not, or whether they think it's silly or it's boring. We don't care. It's literally the joke's on y'all out there criticizing us. This is for us healing ourselves. Like, this is for us healing the people that are still stuck in the Sea Org. This is for us giving us our own strength back. Like, this is us telling us, you got it. You're fine. You don't need acknowledgement, or you don't need support from somebody who's saying no or who's not going to give it to you. Your decisions are confirmed. They are a blessing. They are great for your life.
Yeah.
Anyways, good job, guys. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, Louie. That was very sweet and well said. How you? I'm so glad to not be an ass show right now.
I'm gonna literally say, just if we're really trying to do what are we thankful for, I'm thankful that you didn't kill me the day that we went out to drink and I tried to save your life. But I'm also grateful for meeting each and every one of you, knowing that I'm not alone in the shit that I went through, like the trenches. We weren't the only ones going through it. And I'm so grateful for my wife and for everyone that listens and is here for us. But most grateful for my wife. Yeah, she bomb diggity.
Yes.
Nice.
Hi, Dylan, sweet angel.
Hello. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Dylan.
Okay. Are we doing? I feel like this was a test and I didn't prepare for it.
What are you thankful for?
It is.
It is.
I'm gonna fail miserably, but
it is a test.
Thankful. Gosh, I haven't really been thinking about being thankful. Honestly, I've been thinking about trying to accept, and not expect from people. So, I'm thankful to be able to be here and speak to you all and people that I don't have to be careful how I speak, because my first language is your all first language. So I think that's cathartic in a way. I think it's healthy to look back, and I'm thankful that I am still here to be able to look back on a lot of really stupid decisions I've made in my life. And knowingly, like not even dumb, like ones where I'm like, okay, this is going to change my life. And it's going to hurt like hell, and I'm probably going to hate it, and I'm going to regret it maybe, but I'm thankful that I made those leaps of faith, I guess. But they weren't like the butterfly ones. They were like the anxiety and crazy ones. So I'm thankful for being able to have children. I think that has taught me a lot about life and what I missed, and brought up a lot of this. So I'm thankful to be able to be around people I can be vulnerable around. So thank you guys.
Yes, I love that. And Dylan, I know I'm going to say this again and again, but it's really nice in our community to have somebody like you, for sure. Like there's not a lot of masculine, not even like you're masculine. I'm not saying, I'm just saying like there's not a lot of men. There's not a lot of sort of like masculine, comforting, loving, kind of sensitive, empathetic men, especially in our SPTV community. There are, but a lot of us haven't grown out of that and learned like, oh, why am I being so aggressive toward this woman or toward this person? Like, or why am I still having this sort of, anti-gay effect or opinion about somebody if they're, you know what I mean? Like you feel it. And so a lot of people, I've noticed even in our SPTV community they're shedding a lot of that. And it was really nice to see. I mean, I'm not going to say from the bat because I know that you've been through so much. And that's part of why I know this, I've heard your stuff, but it feels so good. Even behind the scenes, behind the camera of SPTV, to know that I can call most of any of you guys and literally have a straight up, I disagree with this, or, hey, what's going on? You know what I mean? And I get that real talk from you guys. And that's super important. And I find you, Dylan, specifically, just a cool star in our little community I can say that any woman comfortably can go to for like loving advice as a father or as a man or anything like that. But not even just a woman, but men too. That's what I mean about the awesome masculinity. Comfort.
Thank you. I'm not totally sure what all that no. Yeah, I think for me I've had to avail myself to a lot of things, and when I realized that you can atone for your actions and that you're not going to get like comeved or declared, or you're going to actually get forgiven. And it's still hard. There's still a lot of trepidation, there's still a lot of anxiety that I build up around it, just because I'm a lot of times my own worst enemy. So I think I've given myself to trying to lead with understanding instead of expectations of like, well, you're an ex and you've experienced what I've like. I would rather listen and then try to relate if that's appropriate, or just listen and not have to interject or center myself, because I know that stuff is something that for me is going to be there no matter what. So if we talk about it, we do.
Yeah.
But
I appreciate that. That's so cool. And Jeff, hi Jeff. Hi, sweet angel Jeff. I'll mute me so Jeff can go ahead with his. And I'm appreciative of you, Jeff. I'm appreciative of the fact that you just sent me this Invisible Machine book that I will start reading. And I am so appreciative of the fact that we're all out of the Sea Org and that we're all here talking and being able to say whatever we want. And I'm very thankful for your knowledge that you've given me over the last few months about my parents and about Gold Base, and just really amazing, strong, good, solid advice.
Well, thank you. Can you hear me okay? Oh, good. Yes. We've had our problems in the past with my microphones. But yeah, I feel like the grandfather of the group here. Don't
worry, the old ones are jumping in soon.
There you go. Yeah. But
Dylan's trying to show off his little gray hairs.
I got gray. I'm graying it up.
So wait, I know your family calls you Grandpa Jeffy, right? And I always call you now Jeffy because Jeff is you're too special to me in like a very nurturing way. And so naturally I just called you Jeffy, and I think that was cute that you're like, hey, only my family. Anyway, so
I had a rule that only my daughter and my granddaughter could call me Jeffy, but now
looks like somebody broke that rule.
Well, now you've become an honorary granddaughter, so there you go.
And you might not want to say that on social media. I'm just saying.
But and I am so thankful for so many faces and voices that are now joining in to help free everyone from Scientology. That is so important. When I first left, I I thought I was all alone, you know. But since then, hundreds and hundreds of people have joined in to the conversation, which is just so great and so wonderful. And personally, I am so thankful for my family, my daughter and my granddaughter and my grandson, and also my brother and his family. My brother has been so generous and so helpful to me. And my niece, his daughter, has welcomed me into their home. And I live here with my niece's family and her two little kids. And they made a guest appearance on one of the lives, which was great. But they're out of town today, so I'm here by myself. So I'm glad to be able to join in on the conversation. Wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Jeff. And, you know, just like all of us, we're kind of all here by ourselves because the other part of our life is doing something else, and we're like, oh yeah, this is one of those days where people say, are you going back home? Oh, hey, what are you doing for the holidays? Are you going back home? I'm like, do you know what home is to me? That means the big house building at the Int Ranch.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Like that would be the main house building. So is that the home? Or are you talking about the motels? Are you talking about Clearwater?
Hotels.
Are you talking about, yeah, are you talking about the QI or the Hacienda? Which house?
Right,
What do you mean?
Right. Yeah.
But so yeah, we all
muster.
Yeah, we all have this Thursday. I mean, I'm sure we all feel it around the holidays. There's not once we don't think about our past, about like, dang, I remember not ever thinking I would have this moment of freedom of being like, no, I'm going to sit home and clean my cat and go to the Wii Spa, and I'm going to wash my dog's feet and paint them orange. Like, why not? Because we're free.
Yep.
So
Yep, we can do whatever we want.
we can do whatever we like. I also wanted to also be thankful for the fact in a hard way. It's hard for us to talk about our family and our parents and things like that, but I am thankful to have this body and that my parents did create this body in me, and I'm very thankful for that, despite a lot of things that I could be unthankful for them for. That's one thing I could give them, right, guys? I got a pretty good, healthy body. I ain't too ugly. And so, yeah, I really appreciate that. I would say I also kind of in a fucked up way appreciate the fact that I wasn't like, you know, had access to hard drugs and all that growing up, just being kind of raised the messed up way that we were. So not only being forced into that kind of world, I feel like, you know, there's little things that I do that I am thankful for, because I'm a riot now. So I don't know. And maybe that's because everything was so closed off as a child and whatever. So, but I'm very thankful for that. I'm also very thankful to not have fears that I used to have not too long ago, of even being able to speak my mind. Like I'm very thankful for the friends I've had who, have given me advice in hard times when I wasn't able to listen, like, and would give me the right advice for that moment where I would hear what they're saying, but without an attack or without feeling like I was being attacked. So I'm very thankful for all this. And I swear it's from the SPTV community and from my friendships and from obviously being free from Scientology, where you're able to speak your mind and be the person you want to be. So we're still exercising that clearly, but yes. Somebody else take it away. Go. Let me look at my note.
Yeah. So Jeff, hi. Nice to meet you. I'm Dylan.
You talk about me or this Jeff?
Oh, I know Jeff Hawkins.
Okay.
I mean Jeffy? No,
You know, actually, I will make a comment about the whole Jeffy thing, and it is a thing with us Jeffs. Is there are only certain people that are allowed to call us Jeffy. It's a very small percentage of people that I know, but you know, not that I would explode or anything, but it's kind of funny, and And spelling
then-
the name with
Do
a
you have
G
kids, Jeff?
is wrong. What's that?
You have kids or no?
That's just wrong.
No
as a
kids.
Jeff.
No,
Okay.
with a G. What about G? What about Jeff
Well, there's
Levin?
2 ways you can spell Jeff, and one's with a J.
Oh, the GEO.
One's the other one's the wrong way.
No, but the wrong way. Jeff Levin. He's like an older.
Those are the anti-Jeffs.
I understand that completely, and actually, I think I commented
so
on one of his
funny.
videos about that. But
That's
it is
so
it is GEOFF, and that's Geoff, not Jeff.
Geoff.
Right.
Geoff.
But-
Is Jeff short for Jefferson?
No, so
Jefferson.
that's
Well,
that would be
this
pretty
this Jeff
good.
is Jefferson, right?
I am
right.
Jefferson. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
I'm
yeah.
Jeff. I'm Jeffrey.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jeffrey is your actual legal
Jeffrey.
name.
Yeah.
I definitely stick with Jeff. Just saying.
Yeah.
After,
Yeah,
after
I
like
don't-
14, you got to go with Jeff, not Jeffrey.
Yeah, I don't like
Yeah.
Jeff. I don't like
Jeffrey's
people
a
that call
little
me
too
Jeffrey
pedantic for me. Like,
because-
whoa, Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I hear
What
you,
were you
Jeff
saying,
Hawkins.
Jeff? What were
I
you
think I want to call you Jefferson. I really like that name. I think Jefferson is.
It's a
I
good
mean, nothing
name,
against
yeah.
you, Jeffrey. I'm
You know, I've
just
been
saying,
called a lot worse,
Jefferson.
so I just may not
Just kidding.
respond.
No, I hear you. Still nice meeting you, though.
You too, Dylan. And I'd love to have a chat with you sometime, one-on-one as well. So
Don't threaten me.
I just love this community so
Don't
much.
threaten me with a
It's,
good time.
Sorry?
I'm just kidding.
As long as you call me
Everybody's
the
just
right name.
joking. No, everybody's just joking and saying, "Don't threaten us with a good time."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was also thankful for the spas in the Korean spas in the Los Angeles area. Oh boy, how much have you reset my mind and taken complete stress off of, or complete anger, or complete, like I'm about to go psychotic, and fucking made me just relax and chill the fuck out and reset me back to me. And so yeah, thank you for the spas in Los Angeles. I'm telling you, the little things you find, I feel like the spas for me are my psychotherapy. If I don't have a therapist or somebody to be right there in the time, the one thing I can do is go straight to the spa and sit there with nobody talking to me. Nobody's even looking at me, nothing. It's like I'm in my bubble. I'm in the sauna. I'm sweating. I'm crying. I'm under the shower. Everybody has their own little nest. I'm cleaning myself. I'm detoxing. I'm loving my body again. I'm forgetting, why am I so angry at this person or about this subject or this thing that person did? Like, life is so small anyway. So it just really brings me. Yeah, go.
I'm thankful for blow season in the Sea Org. This is this time of year when people are blowing because of how PTS they are to their families.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, blow
they
season.
want to go see
Stop
their family.
it,
That
Louis.
makes them PTS, so it makes them blow. So I'm
The
thankful that
holidays.
Sea Org members are
blow
blowing
season.
during the holidays.
Louis, the way you just said that, I'm thankful for blowing. I was like, me too.
That's below season.
Yeah, it's blow season. I was like, where's my
I used my
where's my
blower the
dog?
other day. So yeah, you're right. It is in all.
It's the season of the
word.
blowing.
It is. It is.
Blowing the
can't
leaves,
even
blowing,
know.
blow drill, learning the blow. This is the common time where most family Sea Org members blow. They are blowing. And then in reality, probably a lot of people are getting blown.
Yeah, let's hope so.
They better be thankful for that. Some of us aren't. Some of us
Maybe
are still stuck in the Sea Org.
Ouch.
That was a good one, Louis. I love that. Yeah. We're thankful for the fact that Scientology has a word that's even called blow, because that gives us a reason to actually commit that act. Now we
Yeah,
can.
I'm thankful for Jackson. Didn't he coin that phrase? Blow drill. Let's get that going.
Yeah, blow
Blow
drill. He
drill.
did.
No.
Yeah.
He also likes to. Jackson also likes to. Hopefully, Jackson will jump in here. That'll be cute. We'll see. But he likes to. Remember when you first popped in and he was like, blow drill? He was so excited. He was like, I came up with that term.
Oh my
'Cause I
God,
don't-
You did, and
really?
you didn't catch me, but
Yeah.
There's a question here we could take up real quick. I wasn't in the Sea Org, so I don't know. But did you ever really think about Thanksgiving while in the Sea Org? And if yes, what were you thankful for?
Jefferson?
Well, I knew about
Or
Thanksgiving.
Lou?
You know, as much as we grew up in a cult, we still had some holidays. You know, we didn't have to churn our own butter. No, I'm just kidding. But I knew about it. I just wish that I could spend it with my family and not a 30-minute to 45-minute meal and try to squeeze in some cigarettes too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I was fortunate that I was able to spend a number of Thanksgivings with my family because my brother and my mother all lived in the LA area when I was at Big Blue. And so I would, write my CSW and get an okay to take Thanksgiving off and go to my brother's house and have a nice dinner with family. So that was good.
I was thankful how dark it got, because then I could blow the base and sneak off and eat, like, at the corner Subway or something like that. That's what I was thankful for, how dark it got, like how early it got dark.
For people who are at PAC, did anybody I've been there a few times for various things, but there was a fried chicken place that I think was towards the direction of AO, but like a block or so past it. You guys ever eat there?
I think I did. Yeah. It was like across Sunset.
Yeah, it was scary.
Well, was it?
It was like down where SMP was, kind of.
Could be. I don't know the layout of everything, but I just remember I'm just saying things as they pop in my head here. But I was thankful. I'll be thankful that I didn't die because of that meal I ate. So it was like really scary fried chicken. I don't know what it was.
Boy.
But yeah.
Jeff, I'm also thankful that you don't have to get permission or CSW to go see your kids or to see your family on Thanksgiving. Yeah. Like just to answer this question, did you ever really think about Thanksgiving? No. That's a straight no. We didn't think about Thanksgiving at all whatsoever. The only reason we thought about it is probably because the dinner or the decorations in the dining room or in the Fort Harrison Hotel or wherever you were working or making it look like, it's Thanksgiving time and here's your little maple leaves or whatever the fall. And so that's it. And then maybe they added a fun little turkey to the dinner. That's it. That's Thanksgiving. Yeah. So no, we never, ever celebrated or did anything for Thanksgiving. And if we did, it was literally like a day off, like Jeff said, where you had to get approved, like a CSW approved by executives, and you had to replace your post. So you're still doing a lot of work just to get this time off.
And honestly, like how many CSWs actually ever made it? You always came back early.
Exactly.
They didn't. Either way.
Yeah.
To answer the question, I would think like if it came on a Thursday, then I would have thought about Thanksgiving probably right now. Like right before we went to dinner, and then I would have realized it because of what everybody just said. There would have been decorations or, there's mashed potatoes and gravy. Must be Thanksgiving.
That's a good question.
But I would honestly rather take a shower and then try to go back on post and get my stats up for next Thursday, because otherwise I'm going to be down stat. So it wasn't something I even considered. Holiday, I think Christmas was a little bit different. Even Flag got into the whole kind of, spirit and decorated, and they have their little winter PR projects that they do to rope in public.
Were there special meals for different holidays?
Are you Jeff? Jeff? Are you just like, you mean for the Sea Org members or?
Yeah. Just like, you guys were all at PAC.
No,
right?
like literally, no. Some of us were just no. We also went all over, like Clearwater. Jeff Hawkins, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, at the Ent base, we would get an hour for dinner on Thanksgiving.
Wow. Thanksgiving? No. Yeah. That was gonna say, and that was a big deal though. Like
that was a big deal because we normally got like half an hour.
And everybody would get turkey and pudding, which was definitely a different feel. Because imagine every day, guys, we're eating the same meals, we're doing the same schedule, you're doing the same job, you're achieving the same stats, you're making sure you're doing the same hypnotic routine every day. There's no creation. And anytime you are putting any kind of creation or love into anything, you're an upstat. It's because you're pushing Scientology. It's because you just did something important, like Jeff did the magazines, or, you know, etc. You're doing something important to make Scientology better, or David Miscavige look better, or the organization expand. So it literally, this is why I was saying earlier, this is like the planet of Scientology, because yeah, you can step out of the planet almost like a little bit in a bubble here and there, but your attention, you know, like a drug addict, your attention, yeah, you can, to make sure you keep getting those pills and shit, your brain's gonna go, yes, do the thing. But I'm serious, like your whole aura and attention is in the planet Scientology realm. You're not thinking what happened on this day 200 fucking years ago, on, like, you're not thinking that whatsoever. So Thanksgiving literally was a good meal to us. It was a different meal to us because it had gravy and stuff. It had stuff that you
eat as much as you
eat
wanted.
the chicken straight, right? They were like, oh, we got a lot of turkey here. We got a lot, and all the execs already got theirs. So look, that's literally how it was.
So at CST, we would go out to dinner at a restaurant. So the whole org would go out
fancy.
and have like a fancy dinner.
You see, so everybody has a different little thing. And also, Dylan, didn't you feel like that was an outing? Like that was like, ooh.
Yeah, and we were, you know, everybody's threatened with stats. If everybody's stats weren't up, you couldn't go and you had to hold back. But usually, you know, it was like most things in this year, it was like right up until the moment. And if you really were trying, you kind of get a pass a little bit.
Yeah, like you got approved.
Unless you were just a total ethics bait, and then you just be like
literally, Dylan, it would go all the way to the bus leaving. Like, well, did you get approved? Like, did the MAA approve you? Right, Jeff? I'm sure you've seen a lot of that.
Totally.
At Gold Base, I knew that happened all the time. Literally, I would be on the phone wondering if my mom was coming to pick up. And she was saying, okay, great. Yeah, we're just waiting, you know, but it looks like we'll be getting on the bus. Like,
I think I'm going.
And I'm like, okay, so should I go get the polka dot white dress that I always wear to PR the family? Okay, let's do that. I'll grab my sisters too.
It was like that for everything. I mean,
I was going to say it's like that, not just for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, there was one day. This was like so crazy. Somebody came rushing through the whole org, and they said, COB has ordered that everyone get on the bus because, you know, people had been working around the clock and so forth. So it's like, COB says everyone needs to get on the bus. And, but my senior was in a meeting with COB at that time. And I said, should I really get on the bus? I mean, you know, COB is meeting with my senior. Shouldn't I wait until he comes back? And, oh, no. Everyone has to get on the bus. It's a COB order. So I said, okay.
Isn't it crazy that I've heard that too? And your heart goes, yeah, but I don't think he's talking about me because I'm out ethics. And everybody thinks that. They all think, I don't think I'm supposed to go on.
I don't think that applies to me. But finally, they convinced me to get on the bus. And then COB shows up. And he says to me, what are you doing getting on the bus? You know? And I said, well, it was your order, you know? Just nuts.
Oh, he didn't like that.
So then wait, what happened after that, Jeff? So you went to where? So you'd get off the bus and go back to post?
Well, I got off the bus, and then there was a whole discussion, and then it was decided that I should be on the bus.
Oh my God, I can't with this right now. How does David Miscavige get away
so petty.
with it?
Dave Miscavige.
Anyway, sorry.
Boils down to a lot of control.
I just want everybody to imagine that scenario. So like there's these buses, these big gold-based buses. They're like a Greyhound bus. It's no joke. And they're like dark and sealed, so you can't look inside because most of the time these gold-based buses are fucking overpacked. Literally 200 people in 100 bus seating thing. And so when somebody has to get off the bus, first of all, if Jeff's in the back or the middle crammed in, just get on the bus, order. So you're like, so then it's like, oh, Jeff, what do you do? Get off the bus. Oh, gotta get off the bus. Little Davey Miscavige ordered it. And so then it's like, actually, it was your order. All right. Well, I have my eye on you. Get on the bus. For what? So what was it for?
The bus
Where were you guys going?
going home at the end of the night.
I thought you were
No
going.
You
debate
can't
about whether you're
secure.
going home.
Right.
I thought you were going
That's
somewhere for
fucked up.
Thanksgiving or something. Oh my God. I'd
That's
mix
how
that
you
up with
create
Dylan's story.
hypervigilance, right?
Oh my God. So Dylan, okay, that's crazy. Okay.
Right.
So Dylan, what about you? What was this outing, apparent outing you were able to do? What did you guys did for?
No, I mean, when I was in CST, it was different than when I was in Clearwater or when I was at PAC. So I think the higher up you get, the more you get treated like the other higher ups to justify what they get. Like I never got monthly bonuses. Like some of those higher up execs that were right next to David Miscavige were getting like $1,000 a month.
Or more, yeah. And
You know, like you're
also,
like they have credit cards.
but
Like I was
even
like, are
like, but
you
like
kidding
people,
me? So it's
yeah.
those
And then,
echelons, you know.
and even people in gold weren't going to these parties, right? Like
No,
my
no,
mother definitely
nobody.
wasn't going to a private restaurant with gold base staff and having their own big meal or whatever.
They
But
did a
it
separate
made you
dining room,
feel,
kind of, right?
yeah, gold base, definitely they had their own. So there was, I mean, I don't know how
I
many
mean, the
times
int execs, they
we
moved it to where
that's what I mean. How many times we would be quickly putting 8 plates on the table. We would be little kids stacking, and they would do this every day. All the plates, all on the eight on the table. They want to. It gets the executive table would be like, up, give them a little bit more. Literally this much more room between each person sitting and things like this. So the plates would be bigger. It was just insane. But slowly, like I was gonna say, is you're getting pampered a little bit, but I'm not calling you getting pampered at all, Dylan. But what I'm saying is some people at Gold, like my mom, were definitely not being told like, hey, you guys can secretly go to these private restaurants and have a meal on us for Thanksgiving. But because you were higher up with so much more information that was almost, am I wrong if I say that you guys almost were building the structure kind of the future of Scientology, so it wasn't like set in stone? Like my mom just edited, she did, you know what I mean, like she had her job, whereas you guys, like even Damon Scavenge had to slightly be more respectful to you guys in a way, because he needed you to stay on the jobs. Is that wrong or am I
Negative.
wrong? Okay, wow.
No, I mean,
ever respectful.
yeah, no, he was
Yeah,
more of
no.
What was
And
that, Jeff? Sorry.
I was just saying he was never respectful of anybody.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
No, he
Okay,
was more of a deterrent to himself and everyone around him than anything.
so then what I was
Jeff just explained.
So
It's
if
like
he's
this,
sending you guys to this restaurant, is it just to make you guys
he's
feel
not
better
sending us.
about him? Oh, he's not. It's
no,
just
he wasn't
who's
sending us.
who's putting this idea together? Like, hey, if you guys achieve these stats, or is it just you're going out for Thanksgiving?
Oh,
What?
it was our like commanding officer. Like at CST, it was different. We only had like 16 people in the whole org.
Oh, so it was easier to kind of.
We had one cook, so.
But would you say it was
Thanksgiving.
very lean toward manipulation of like making you guys feel like you were pampered a little bit more than the average? But you're not pampered. I'm not pampered is a horrible word to use.
No, I know what you're
for
saying.
people at
So
CST.
I think that kind of brings up something interesting. When you get to that point and you get recruited, and the amount of security checks and the amount of stuff that you have to go through to get even to like know where that was at the time or be okay to step foot on that property, you've already pretty much shown that you're fairly like you pretty much believe what's going on.
Right.
And you're pretty dedicated. There's not a lot of, there's stories they would give me cash and send me to New Mexico, and I would drive things back in a rented like U-Haul, and I could have escaped a million. Like there's a ton of stories, and I didn't. I did exactly what I was supposed to do. I turned in my mission accounting, and I did everything.
So honest and good.
But it was, and that's where like the whole Shelley thing, when that first kind of started coming up, was when you get, even if David Miscavige sent her there in this moment of anger, he sent there full well knowing that she is a true believer. And when she got there, and I even hate to use this word in this context, but she was able to decompress back to what she truly believed was her purpose in life, which is to make the world a better place through Scientology and technology. And it, you know, when you're raised in it, and she, like, I was raised in it in missions and orgs, and, you know, but she was raised in it like on the ship as a young girl, and then, you know, watching the expansion and really believing how it was going to take over the world at the time. So I'm just saying, when you get to that level, it's not even a question. You're just doing it. You're doing that. And then same with Jefferson and every, you know, a good majority of the people at the Ant base. I mean, they were meant to, like, those people were there. And the ones that weren't were ones that were brought up for special projects and just kind of hung around. But everybody that was cleared to go to the Ant base was in it and believed 100%. So I don't know. I think that was a tangent, but happy Thanksgiving.
No, it was not a tangent at all.
Kidding.
No, wasn't a tangent at all. It's again the planet Scientology mindset, where even in your own department, your own division, you're very much like, hey, I have things I have to do, and like stats, and I have to make sure, and if I have these things aligned and done, then I have even 5 minutes to kind of relax a little bit.
Right, and it wasn't a
Liz,
bad look. I mean,
you're muted, Liz, but yeah.
Yeah, just noticed
there
that.
Like every step, every breath you're taking, every experience you're having, even if it's for the job of a post or the whatever, your attention, like an addict, is in that aura, in that bubble. You're focused on that. You're, oh my God, oh, it's my mom's birthday. It's out PR if I don't call her, or my my non-Scientologist family member or whatever. If I don't step away from this very addictive planet of Scientology and call her, so that she doesn't put attention on disturbing my planet of Scientology. Like, if that's it, like your mindset and your thinking is just in every move you're making. So in all these, it's a shame when people aren't understanding the fact of children being born and raised in this situation. You think we're not going to be wild and yell our fucking asses off and swear and have a potty mouth and whatever, and then you think we're going to be the most amazing, like one of the best working people for the job I do. Yes, you think I'm going to live my best life and go to every bar and go dancing and be wild and wear makeup and go make weird videos? Yes. What is the issue with this? What is the issue with having emotions and especially when we're literally telling you on a platform, like, look at this, it's hard to speak, it's hard to say this, I feel uncomfortable on the camera talking about my life. And then here we are. Sorry, Jeffy, I gotta mute you. And here we are, like, having rules or feeling ashamed, like, oh no, the audience said this, I should. No, these are now little compartmentable little boxes. No, we know what being in a box is and what rules have been, and what, if you don't follow the rules, we're going to have to not work with you, or we're not going to like you anymore if you believe a certain thing or a certain way. Who does that? That to me is so inhumane, just as a normal human being born on this earth. Why don't we go, that makes me uncomfortable. Go into it more. Why am I feeling uncomfortable? Whereas, like, the opposite in Scientology, we're taught to never have these strong roots about ourselves, to never be able to get strong and thick from the long run based on our own thought process and our own decisions. So of course we're going to be extremely insane, vulgar, loud, wild, probably bore you to death at times. Oh, that's for sure. Like, who cares? Let us breathe. Jesus.
Anybody got a lighter?
I don't have one.
I will say, Laura, we do love you.
Well, thank God.
I think you hit on some pretty big points there. Like, for me, when I'm talking about recovery, and this is something I'm thankful for, is my ability now to just like recognize an emotion, that it's an emotion and it's like on its own. It's not an engram or an overt or a withhold or anything like that. Just an emotion.
Yeah.
And I can just explore it. and I can ask myself the question, I wonder why I'm feeling this way. Let me sit down and think about that for a little bit. Or if I can't figure it out, I'll ask my wife, like, hey, this is how I'm feeling. What do you think? And you can't do that in Scientology.
No.
If you are
do you
feeling
ever,
bad, all you can do is go in session
yeah.
or write up your
it's
OW.
true.
Do
They have
you
a
lead it? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Jeff. I was just going to say, do you lead it with, this reminds me of being in Scientology. Can you help me with this? Or is it sometimes you're like reacting away and then she's like, hey, hun, maybe this is an old thing that you're used to. I'm sure in the moment she's not like, are you being a Scientologist? Because I'm sure that wouldn't help. But
No,
I'm just saying, like,
it
I'm
would be
sure
that.
don't you have things where you're naturally acting a certain way and she's like, hey, and you're kind of confused, like, wait, why are you telling me this? What do you mean? I'm fine. What do you mean? And then they're like saying, look, like right now you're being really mean to yourself. You're doing a
Yeah.
beautiful job. This is
Yeah.
amazing. Why are
Yeah,
you
I would
angry
say
right now when you messed up this little tomato slice that didn't go the right way?
it was
Like,
too thin. No.
yeah.
but so do you have that? Do you
Yeah.
right? Do you catch yourself? Does your wife catch herself? I mean, I'm sure you do, right? Otherwise, you probably wouldn't be married to her. You guys seem like you're really good on that level. But that's really cool. That's a blessing, I think, to be able to not even have to break down what you're doing or the way you're acting, and somebody can just hear it or understand it, like Dylan was saying earlier.
I think that one of the most destructive terms in Scientology is misemotion.
Yeah.
You have the wrong emotion, and it's just
Or the HENR, human emotion and reaction, as a negative thing, like you're being HENR-y.
HENR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be
But,
banky.
There isn't.
So if
there
I
isn't-
never hear that one again.
there isn't anything like misemotion. If you're feeling an emotion, then that is the correct emotion for you to be feeling at that moment.
Right.
There's no
Absolutely.
wrongness
listen
about
to
it.
That would be the most damaging thing that I feel that I experienced growing up. Like, I have memories of my mom telling me repeatedly to not be banky.
Mm,
And I was just upset about something, like
right.
there was never a question of what's going on.
That's
What's
literally
wrong.
my mother and me, what you just said, banky. And it's so disappointing when she said it, huh? When she would go, like, when she would say, when you freaking release your heart out and you're going, okay, I'm going to quickly say this thing and it's interpolating me, right? So
Right.
I'm using my own language in Scientology world. Well, this is interpolating me, mom, and I don't know how to fix it. And I feel like I'm not doing anything wrong. Stop being banky. First of all, stop being banky and just
Get
talk
your
to me.
TRs in.
Right.
Yeah,
Talk to
that's
me.
the one I got.
Like, I can't
Right.
hear you.
Right.
So yeah, that one really, I had to unmute myself.
So that's
because I was
shaming, right? And that's like what they're doing is corrosively persuading us into what they want us to be.
Mhm.
And the what I was gonna say, and we all understand that's what we're all explaining, is this is how we were turned into good little subservient flying monkeys for Scientology, right? And the person that we had to become to heal that person, we also have to let go of that person, because I don't know that that's personally us as well. Like this person that we had to create to get to deal with a lot of that, and maybe and we're all at different places in that. But having, like, choosing to be a survivor, choosing healing, choosing to be vulnerable, that creates a kind of strength that a lot of people don't need in their day. Like, it creates you to be a kind of person that is, anyways, this is kind of where my path is at, is that I'm realizing that the person I had to become to deal with a lot of the stuff I went through in my life, I also kind of have to let go of, just like I have to kind of accept and try to let go of what happened to me and how I was taken as a human and turned into a commodity. I was processed, I was corrosively persuaded, and I was made to believe that what I was doing was going to save, like, it's like that moment in Star Trek where Spock is like, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. Right. So it's like, and that's what I believed every day. So the person I had to become to get rid of that and to work through a lot of those weird thoughts that we all have, and it's still a second language. I'm realizing that that's not necessarily who I am either. Like I have to find that person as well. So I think I think the only way you can do that is through people like us, is talking to people like us that understand it. Because you can talk to counselors and you can have like a few kind of experiences of like, here, I'm going to teach you everything about a religion. And I'm going to explain narcissism and I'm going to explain megalomania all to you. And then I'm going to get nothing out of it because I just taught you about everything. Now you're supposed to heal me. And then you go to other people and they're like, well, you have to have CPSD and you need to take this therapy. And you're like, I don't want to take pills. And I'm kind of scared of that. So it's an interesting way when you try to heal and try to solve what we all went through.
Absolutely. I'll add, like, I'll I guess elaborate for myself anyway. When I was working on recovery and so forth, I would have to, in any life situation, reactions, experiences with people, interactions and communication, I would have to stop and think to myself whether how I was reacting to a situation was me or how I was raised in Scientology. Like, it would really have to sit down and probably the biggest method of, I guess my biggest improvement in patience with myself would be the ability to do that, to not just like act or react immediately, because that's what Scientology always insisted, that you act now, don't wait, don't stop, go. But to like take a situation and then step back and be like, I'm going to go look at this and digest it. I'll get back to you, and making that okay was one of the biggest things that I think I've learned and has been the most helpful for recovery.
Right.
One thing I would also say, animals have helped me. So when I first got Foxy and the cats, it took me time. I was like, oh my God, my hair is tickling my boob. I thought it was bad. Sorry. I was like, what is that sensitive thing? But so that my dogs, like at points, I saw myself talking to her like an adult would, or somebody that we call the governess IC or the ethics officer would talk to me when I wasn't doing something that they needed me to do.
Mm-hmm.
That took me a while. That was a deep one. Not a while. Once I saw myself do it, it was like once or twice. I was like, ew, why don't I like, so I would walk away. I was like, go to your cage, yelling. Right. And then, because she chewed something up. Right. And then I caught myself asking myself, wait, you're trying to forgive your younger child. You're trying to forgive the adults that did this to you as your younger child. And here you are. I'm hearing, this was me talking to myself, like in third person. I hear myself treating myself how I was being treated by the adults at the Int Ranch. Like being like, you're not listening to me. Don't make me say it again. Like, what the fuck? That's not me. That is literally like, that sounds like a demon. You know what I mean? Like, I don't talk like that. I don't like feeling that enraged. I don't like feeling angry like that. So like you said, Dylan, there's a lot where I started to go, this is the thing that I am so used to, because it is a protector. It is a protector for me to be like, don't do that. And trust me, she listened to me. Right. So, but then I was like, whoa, why did I have to be so harsh? That's where it started in my mind. I was like, why am I being so mean about it? Like, she's a smart dog. She can learn really quick if I just do it softly 3 times. Why don't I just do it softly 3 times? You know what I mean? Like, and then I was saying like, wait, why is that so normal for me to do?
Right. No,
and then I went back to my childhood.
deep.
It's pretty insane.
Right.
So I'm very, again, thankful for my animals and my cats and Foxy. And I asked you, PTS for Life, earlier, if you have children, or I was saying, oh, so you have your wife to reflect on a bit, that somebody that's going, oh, like somebody you can lean on a little and go like, or not lean on and think like, get away from me. And they're going, all right, I'll give you your space. Like they understand the situation going down in your mind, just like somebody who has physical, like the book I'm about to read, right, Jeff, about having these like physical trauma, like reactions. Your brain literally reacts and does certain things, or feels good to feel negative. It feels fucking good to feel negative and not give a fucking shit. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she's very, unbelievably understanding. And so she never raises her voice to me. I'm very lucky. When I hear stories
not to be weird, but like, have you not raised your voice to her? I definitely
we've never had a major argument. No.
For you and her? Okay. Do you think the heated, if it were to, do you think, sorry, Jeff, the other Jeff, I'm going to mute. Do you think the reason for that is because you have watched yourself not want to be rude or have that, you know, I don't know how to call it, but it feels ugly. It feels like when you see yourself acting or being that way, it feels ugly inside. You're like, ugh, why am I that aggressive? That does not feel good.
There's very few times where I become that aggressive and get that feeling of like, oh my God, I'm a shithead, or something like that. I've never felt that, Liz. I've never felt that that feeling towards her. I think she's just so understanding, and she believes in me, which, you know, I've told her many times that she's crazy for being with me, and for believing me so automatically, but maybe she's right. I don't know.
One thing I would say in situations like that is when somebody, when you're able to say that to a partner, and then still commit and continue to do life, it's actually very rare. That's actually very rare in the world right now, for sure. Not even people who are married in relationships and stuff are not doing this. So it is very rare. And that is not a common thing in the world for like a man to be sweetly vulnerable with the trusting human in their life. And so that's really cool. Sorry. I'm going to stop interrupting.
Okay.
It's totally okay. Laura, I'm going to dip. I am tired.
Love you, Liz. Thank you
Thanks for
so
coming,
much.
Liz.
Thank you. And good job, and good job, and good job. And you're awesome. And you did it for you. And
right
you
now.
did it for your family. And you're amazing. What's that?
I hate that stupid screen at the gate that looks like it's a
the digital golden air productions, right?
Well, you did
the
it
sign.
for you, Liz. Like you know that you put all the effort forward that you could put forward, and you have to be. I know you are, but you have to be satisfied with that for now. And hopefully he'll get that message, and maybe he won't get the package, but he'll get that
the message
essence, the message. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, thank you.
You're amazing.
Love you.
Love you, Liz.
Laura,
Happy Thanksgiving, Liz. Bye, babes.
You too, lady.
Cute. Okay, wait. Sorry, what was going on?
I was talking, but I don't have to talk.
No, Jeff, do not do that. If I don't know if you have the Mary Jane where you are, but if you need a little indica just to feel not pressured, you're not pressured at all. We can just stare at each other for a minute and just understand that we have freedom. We're freedom to not be rushed.
It's all downstairs. That's okay.
But yeah, I was just saying earlier that it's really cool reflection and how did you do it, and your wife obviously seems very smart and literate, like, which is really cool. We didn't really have that anyway, so that was probably to hear just competent language being used and like in a loving situation. You're like, oh, that looks very nice, and like I'm saying, like yelling, I'm like, oh, that looks ugly. I don't like that. What is more peaceful? What can say what I'm trying to do more peaceful? And unteach ourselves of these things.
Well, I think that's the important thing is recognizing that type of behavior is what Scientologists do, or Scientology at least teaches. Then makes it much easier to recognize it in yourself, I guess. I used to be an absolute asshole, and now I'm not. I have way more compassion, way more empathy. sympathy, all these things, all these quote unquote low toned emotions and
When you
reactions
say
to things.
asshole, was that in the Sea Org?
No, on staff and just in general in life. Like I was just,
Okay.
I had short temper and I was impatient with people, particularly like road rage and so forth. I was that guy that would just be riding your ass if you're in the fast lane and not going, 5 over or whatever. That kind of stuff. Like I was impatient. I think it would probably be
Your
the
comm lag
main
was
like
short.
personality thing. Sorry?
Your comm lag was short. So like you
Yeah,
were
exactly.
very fast and everyone around you was so slow. Their comm lag is so slow. And it
Exactly.
makes me it would make me frustrated. So I kind of like that.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just like, why are you taking so long? And I guess that's how I was raised. So it makes sense that I was like that. I spent time on staff and everything had to
Like
be done
even
right
so, like
away.
even having permission to have a moment of relaxing, like in traffic. There are times when I'm in traffic, which is great for me because my mind is like a insane happy character of creation. So like but and I really can handle a zillion thing, and I don't do the texting and driving. Nope. I'm always like, hey Siri, text so and so, and my head. But I'm just saying, like, there's no time, and I have found it where I'm just like, wow, people are rushing right now. Like I could see people like they need to get through, they need to get off there, hurry up, honk, honk. And I'm just going, gosh, we're all doing that. And it was really interesting, even a moment to just take time in the time that to not do nothing, just to be like, what's happening around me, and just to not think of my problems or where I'm going. Or actually, I don't need to rush just because I'm on the freeway. It's actually a normal thing in LA to start rushing just because you're on the freeway. Not everybody's in a rush on the freeway, and you don't need to honk at somebody for speed. Like, hurry up, go past the speed limit so that I feel better about how fast you're driving. Anyways, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No, I just think that's my main thing is I have way more patience, not just for other people, but for myself. And I have to recognize, and I've had to realize that I'm never going to be perfect and I'm never going to be not PTS, and that's why my channel is named that, because I will always be PTS according to Scientology. There's nothing, literally every Scientologist is, and every person on the planet is, according to Scientology. So
this is true. Which is why it's there's no way they'll be able to clear the planet. That literally that goal will never happen. Jeff, what do you recommend, Mr. Hawkins, I should say, since there's another Jeff? What would you recommend, Jeff? Actually, not. I'm not going to say what would you. I was going to say, what would you recommend for the new promo of Scientology being like, hey, guys, the truth is, there's not going to ever be a cleared planet.
I had the opportunity to speak with a couple staff members from Portland, Oregon. This was, I don't know, about 4 or 5 weeks ago. I just walked in and I told them who I was. And I was trying to tell them that what you're doing right now in terms of promotion is not working and will never work. And I should have kept out of it because Napoleon once said, never interrupt your enemy when he's making a mistake. And so I felt like they are making big mistakes and I should probably just leave them to it,
Don't give them a heads up.
Yeah, exactly. Just let them keep doing what they're doing because they are collapsing. And so just carry on what you're doing.
Carry on. Bum, ba-dum. Did you guys ever hear that Sea Org song?
Laura,
wait, did you guys hear the Sea
outfit?
Org?
Come on.
Okay, wait. First, I'll show the outfit while I sing the song. But did you guys ever hear this as a cadet? We would sing the song, carry on, dun, 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 carry on, dun, dun, dun.
Never heard
the
that.
cadets are working hard,
Wow.
making products to the CMO, the WDC, and the RTC. It's so fucking stupid.
Wow.
Let me back it up and show you guys my outfit made by our one of our SPTV supporter fans. Made this whole outfit, bro.
Wow.
Oh
Dang, you can't. I gotta get up on the chair.
That's
Hold on.
very. That must have.
That's great.
That's very interesting.
Like, and look, like these, everything's its own thing. So I could take this off. This is so fun. Take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off, take it off. So it's its own little shoulder thing that has it, I could just have it like
called a shawl.
Yes, Dylan, good job.
Turn around. Can you?
Yeah, let me take off my headphones. Hold on, I can't hear you guys. So just so you know, actually, I guess I can just go like that. Okay, so the back, you see how it has.
Oh, yeah.
So
that's cool.
so these are its own sleeves. So these are its own gloves.
Yeah. Oh, they're separate.
And then so I could take those off. Yeah. And then this is its own. She made it so I can wear my like sleeve. I can make it like
bracers. Oh, you can take your sleeve off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
And if I pull it all the way up, it looks more elegant. Watch. It almost looks like a full dress, right? Doesn't that look like a full wait? Whoops, sorry, my boob is about to pop out. I'll be like, nudity. Isn't that cute?
PG.
Hold on, I'm gonna get up on here. Let me show you the detail in this, guys. Because look, she does a whole thing where the back. Look at the back. Hold on, taking out the
bloopers.
Yes.
Oh God, don't fall off.
And she goes right over the chair. I hope not. I'm just saying. It'll go in a blooper reel. Oh wow, what is that? Is that a cape?
That's
There's
awesome.
like bracers, a cape, a shawl.
That's amazing. Wow. Then she can wear it in different weathers.
God, everything.
That's freaking cool.
It's snowing out, no problem.
Wrap that up. It's like 22 degrees where I am. Like,
what happened?
More than that.
That is so hot. You can wear it in
I
different
couldn't hear anything, guys. All I could
wear it in different weathers.
Everybody was just like, "Oh my God, it's amazing."
Isn't it so cool?
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you. Thank you, Powers. Freaking Miss Powers. That's what I call her. Powers. Hold on.
Yes. Amazing job, Miss Powers.
Like, who spent her beautiful time and listening to my channel and just listening to my stories and like, whatever. And then being like, oh, here's your new pack. Like, every once in a while, my mail people will just like, boom, a new package has arrived. And I'm like, oh, who is it? And it's either Jeff's book or the Bag Cadet or Dylan sending me a microphone. It's so cute. And then like, boom, Suzanne Powers, bing, a new outfit. She just said this was the latest edition. Were these sleeves?
I love it.
Okay, enough of my
special
thanks and giving.
Hey, JK in Toronto, I see you. And yes, we're just kind of distracted like a lot of us are. So we're just
sorry.
talking.
Yeah, what happened?
No, he just made a comment and I just wanted to kind of acknowledge him.
Good job.
I'm just looking.
Oh,
at
yeah,
the
I
chat.
see. JK, should we pull JK's comment up?
And Chow. I see
was just
you.
joking.
Danielle, you've been making some amazing comments.
Thank you guys for by the way, I was gonna say if you're there in the chat and you guys put questions. Sorry, Jeffy, I'm gonna mute you a minute. If you just put question for at Dylan or Blow Drill or Jeff or Louie, like just put question in caps and then we will stop talking and somebody will notice it in the chat and then I can pull it up. Okay, we love you so much. But in the meantime, we're still going to chit chat and continue our fun little wildness. But we also love the chat conversating and keeping us with our flow. We love being in this beautiful aura of enlightenment.
Yes, absolutely.
As I just gave you guys a whole catwalk show. Woohoo!
Yeah.
Okay, good.
So are you wearing, what is that underneath it? Is that like a bikini / one piece?
Keep it PG.
That's just my bra. Bra and panties, babies.
Nice. Looks beautiful.
Thank you, guys. I feel like a golden flower. A goldenrod flower.
So, Lou, are you alone for Thanksgiving? And Jeff, you're obviously not because you have the love of your life, and that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. And
no, I'm not. My girlfriend Crystal Clarity. She sometimes comes on my channel and gives me special clarity about my weird Scientology stories.
Nice.
And she was never a Scientologist. She was just a never in. And I've actually been very thankful for her, because without her, I have gone through so many roller coasters, is the only word I can say it, of this unaliving drop your body thing going on. That's been happening for me every few months. And she's just been so encouraging to me and supportive. So I'm really thankful for that.
That's amazing.
I hear you.
I literally can't wait to meet you guys. And also, you guys, they make like really cool things, Dylan. That, well, Louis makes like awesome cement skulls and stuff, right? Can tell Dylan what
Yeah.
you do.
Oh, I
Look,
just make
wait, behind you, isn't there some skulls right behind your head? I feel like I felt like I saw some skull. I knew it. I felt like I saw a skull.
Ooh.
Oh wow, that was pretty cool.
I make these skulls in 30 minutes.
They're really freaking cool.
Out of cement. It's just fun. It's like a good outlet for me.
If you're not following Louis, what's your channel again? Because
my
I
channel
feel like
is Leaving Scientology, at
Okay,
Leaving
good.
Scientology on YouTube, and I just talk about leaving Scientology with other ex-Scientologists, and I often just talk about random things I think of that day on my own live story, because if I try to plan anything, I end up over analyzing it, and then so I've decided to just sort of wing it. But then a lot of people that I've talked to, like other never-ins around me, are like, well, what's your channel about? And I'm just like, I don't really know. I just talk.
Louis, one thing we were made to criticize our whole childhood is to be valid and loving about ourselves. Like, oh, I just talk about my life and my story. And sometimes I'm scared, and sometimes I'm insecure, and then sometimes I'm having a really good time, and then sometimes the microphone doesn't work. But it's my story and my life, and we were never able to speak before. And so that's what I'm talking about. You don't need an approval for anything to be on anybody's platform, on anybody's foundation, on anybody's, Instagrams, or no, you're great as you are. Jeff, you're great as you are. Hawkins, you're great as you are. Dylan, you're great as you are. Lara, I'm great as and we're only getting better. If we're shitty right now to you, then good. We'll be getting better, because that's the mission we're all on for ourselves and for our whole community. Like, if you see us being cray, good. Like, get used to it. Get used to it. And anyways, I love that you part of us is not just all crazy and talking about Scientology. We create things too. We make cool skulls out of cement and build really good structures. There's so much shit we do that is not this.
And I think
I'll actually be starting up a second channel pretty soon too. So
oh, cool.
I will
what are you gonna
make
do
some
with that?
announcements on that once it's actually got some videos on it. But yeah,
damn, that's awesome.
It is important. It is important to focus. I'm actually doing a video tomorrow, kind of regarding this, but it's important to focus on the other stuff, because if you don't, then you never truly left Scientology, essentially, right? Like, if you don't.
No, I don't think that, even that, Jeff. You've never truly left Scientology if you don't do that. No, none of that.
Well,
for
so
you,
let
it
me
feels this
clarify,
way.
Let me clarify though before you carry on.
No, I will chop, but yes, clarify.
Chop away. That's fine. I just think that, like, unless if you want to do that, then that's fine. But as long as it's you that's wanting to do it, and not like you be feeling forced to do it or under the control to do it, right? I guess that's my point being. You want to make sure that
or
anything
not.
that you do is
Wait,
under your
Jeff,
control.
or not. No. Or do things not in your control and see how you feel about that. That's what I mean. I mean, for the beginning of us, though, we had to then go, look, I only can do things right now for the next 6 months that I'm in control of. My mental capacity can only hold this much shit. So if you're not aligned with that, then I'm sorry, not sorry. This is literally my mental board right now. This is the computer board in my brain telling you the capacity of what I can handle. So I feel like you're amazing and awesome. I'm just feeling, again, you have such a good like, it's rare that you have a wife and a partner that you're able to not lean on, because I'm sure you're teaching her so much thickness in a way that she has no idea how she would have ever gotten without you. So it's not like you're less at all in any way. In fact, you bring so much to the table to even your own wife and everything, which I know you know, but I'm just saying there's no like, you must do this, or hey, if you're having no, I think sharing our outlets and ways of doing it is so perfect. And there shouldn't be a final and that's all. It should just be like, hey, this is happening. I struggle with this. Ugh, this felt yucky doing it this way. So anyways, that's all. I love you.
I agree with you. I didn't mean to say that someone had to do a certain way. I just think it's important that you do it the way that you need to do it, and not that the way that someone else is telling you to do it, is kind of my point.
Yeah,
right?
I totally agree.
Because I firmly believe that someone should be in control of their life no matter what it is.
But what about in the moment that you're like, I feel like I should really be doing this thing right now, and you're kind of having a crazy attack, right? And you're like, no. But you're having a good friend tell you in that moment, like, I know you feel that you should be doing that in this way, but will you please listen to me? I guess eventually it becomes your own decision.
No, I don't think that anybody should tell you how to do anything. I think you need to do things the way that you need to do them.
Right. Okay, good.
Period. Yeah. Because otherwise, I guess like going back to like Scientology, when you're talking about other determinism, that's usually a bad thing, I guess.
Well, the thing that I'm saying is, if somebody's having a mental breakdown, which it's, I'm not criticizing you being in a lovely relationship at all. I'm saying that, like, I don't think your wife would be sending you to a mental institution at all if you just had a breakdown one night. You know what I mean? Like, or maybe they would. I'm just saying, like, there's not a lot of people who have this. So like, I'm just saying, like, even in the moment of somebody they think like, no, like, or they're like, no, I can't do that. I can't heal. Like, they don't even know in that moment what is right or good for them. Like, you know, so like,
oh yeah.
Anyways. Yeah.
I guess I wasn't talking about if you're in a point of crisis. I just meant just in generally in life, right? And I totally get it. Like, believe me, I've been on the deep end. I've been on the edge many times. It's something I struggle with almost daily. Thoughts of not being here anymore. And I like to think that I wouldn't be thrown into a mental institution, but you know.
But I'm saying, no offense, but you would have the protection, or possibly the next thing before going into an institution would be your wife talking to you and bringing you down from it. And, you know, not everybody has that. And the only reason you have that is because you really do have a deep connection with your wife. Not everybody even has that connection with their friends or the next person they're going to call. Yeah. You know what I mean? And trauma is a little bitch. That thing will kick in. And like Jeff was saying about this book and stuff, like, trauma will kick in, and it's like physical. It's real. It's in your brain. It's happening. So there's no wife to calm that down or be sweet. Not to, and I love you and your wife. Oh my God. Like, you guys are ridiculous. You're perfect. Not even perfect. You're such a perfect, moving, working, learning couple. And I think you guys are great. So it has nothing to do with that. I'm just giving a reflection for everybody, and even myself. I just feel like, oh, blah, blah, blah. That's all. Yeah. Jeffy gets it.
Yes. I just realized recently that I have a big trigger when people around me are screaming at each other. That just sets me off, and I'm learning to control that now. But
is it set you off in a squish, like you feel like, oh my God, I need to leave, or do you feel like, no, I need to start yelling?
Yeah, no, I feel like I need to start fighting.
Oh wow, that's not what I thought. I thought it was
so
the
people
opposite.
Are going. There was one time when the kids were down here with a couple of their friends, and of course, if you get more than one kid in a room, the volume goes up and up and up, and they were ending up screaming at each other, as kids do. Kids, if they start playing, they'll start screaming. And I got just so mad and ended up screaming at them to quiet down. And I felt bad about that. And I'm like, why did I react with anger? Because that's not normally what I'm like,
That's what I that's what I did with Foxy. That's what I felt like, what am I doing? Like, so she's obeying, right? And then I walk away going, I feel like shit. I feel like shit what I just did.
Yeah, exactly. And I realized later when a bunch of people were yelling around me, and I got super agitated and I wanted to fight, It's like, oh no, that's a trigger. That's being a trigger for me, is people yelling and screaming around me. I can't take it, because that's what the int base was constantly, So that's just an example of something, of a trigger that I realized, and now I know when it happens that that's what it is. That's what's happening with me, and I can control it. I can just tamp it
recognizing
down.
triggers is huge.
Yeah, it is.
And what the other Jeff said, is giving yourself grace, or at least that's my interpretation of what he had mentioned earlier was, a lot of times, and what I'm like a general contractor, so I build things all over, and I still really get into that. What you were talking about, Jeff, is if I order something and it's supposed to come in like next Tuesday, and I tell the homeowner, I'm like, okay, Tuesday we'll be back, materials will be here, so we'll start the job on Wednesday. And then they call and like, oh, we're not going to make it till the following Wednesday. And I'm just like, like, oh shit, like, how am I going to tell? And I think like, so in the Sea Org, what we would have done is we would have called the owner of the company up, and we would have said, okay, so logistically, we're going to have a truck there tomorrow morning. Can you get somebody to load it up so that we can have everything? And we would go through all these unusual, weird solutions to make that deadline. Partially because Shelley made this thing called time machines, but
make it go right. Yeah.
Right. It was always that. So it was never this reasonable. So when anytime something like that situation starts to present itself, I see that trick. Start getting anxious. You start getting a little, and until you start acknowledging it and recognizing those triggers, you're kind of at effect. You're reacting to them instead of seeing them kind of coming and being able to sort of try to cope with them. Because I don't think we ever heal and give those wounds away. Because even if you have the best wound and the best surgeon, you still have a little scar. So it depends how much you've been wounded and how many scars. And scar tissue is kind of hard. And, it doesn't let a lot of the good nutrients in our body get through. So, I don't know. Triggers, this healing process is, I don't know that there's one right way. And I love like that Daniel Mustard's book. Is that the one you were referring to, Laura?
Yeah, Jamie Mustard.
Yeah.
Oh, Jamie. I'm sorry. It wasn't.
Here, let me put my boobs in the camera. Just kidding.
Thank
This
you.
is it. This is the book, The Invincible Machine. The Invisible Machine.
Right.
Yeah,
Right. No,
it's an amazing book. Yeah.
Right. No, that's amazing. He's doing that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Look at those AC/DC nails. Sorry, wow, what a distraction. But yeah, the book is
Those
great.
are freaking cool. Did you do that yourself?
My nail person down the street, which I will be giving a giveaway at some point in one of my live streams to do a whole nail amazingness. So it's very cute. So this is the book. This is the book that Jeff's talking about.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dylan. Did I cut you off?
Book.
No, I'm just
okay, good.
Addressing something.
Okay, good. No, I was just go ahead, Jeff. I'm closing.
When I first got out of the Sea Org, the first job I got in Santa Barbara was production manager for a weekly magazine. And, everybody was wearing, well, you'll understand what I mean. Everybody was wearing like a dozen hats at this place. There was like 5 staff, and we were putting out a weekly magazine on art and music and culture and real estate and so forth. And I became the art editor, which meant I had to go to interview gallery owners and interview artists and go to gallery openings. And so I started going to these gallery openings, and I discovered that if I got into a room with a bunch of people, that I would have a panic attack. And this happened to me a couple of times, and I would just have to leave the room, practically run out of the room and go walk along the streets and just collect myself, you know. But that was probably the earliest trigger that I was aware of. And I eventually was able to overcome that and to be comfortably in a room with a lot of people and not panic, you know. But it was a real problem for me for a while, you know, simply because at the end base, if you're in a room with a bunch of people, that's bad news. Something bad's going to go down.
Right.
You know?
If you get called for muster when there's not supposed to be a muster, that's bad.
That's bad, yeah. And if
Right.
you get called up in front of a muster,
Yeah,
that's double bad. Yeah.
I've been there a couple times.
Laura, what new songs are you coming
wait.
out with?
Wait, guys, before I just really quickly, like we said, it's Thanksgiving and we're telling people what we're thankful. I have a dear friend of mine and all y'all know who she is. She's just going to jump in and say hi for a quick second.
Hell yeah.
You know her. Here we go. Jeffy, I'm going to mute you. Her name is Valerie. I fucking love her. She's one of my best friends, Valerie Haney. She has been here and wild with us from the beginning to the end. Hi,
Holy wow.
Hey, Valerie.
Happy
Thanks for coming
Thanksgiving.
out. Happy
Happy
Thanksgiving. You look amazing.
So cool. I mean, Laura and I have been friends since like, I don't know, a long time. Anyway.
Me and Valerie.
You guys are doing amazing things.
Me and Valerie have been friends.
Yeah, we can hear you.
We can hear you.
Because I
For
can't hear Laura for some reason.
You can't?
Oh.
You can't hear me? Or is it just delayed? No? Weird. Anyways,
hear
okay,
you.
We'll
whatever.
translate.
Those are
Yeah, go
amazing
ahead.
nails, by the way.
Sure. What's happening?
I don't know, but you really can't hear me? No, she can't hear me, but everybody else can
She's
hear me,
asking
right?
if you can
She
hear
said,
her or not.
Yeah.
No, but everybody else can hear me or no?
Yeah.
Can you hear anyone?
Oh, okay. Well, babe, we can hear you, Valerie. Oh, guess she can't hear me. Maybe can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Anyways, oh, there we go. Can you hear me now? Just kidding. So
You were going in and out. I couldn't hear everything you were saying, Laura, but love you guys. Love everything. Love living this free world and this free life and fucking oops.
no, I
You're
love
good.
you. This
Okay.
was Laura. You're good. No,
Fucking
you're
awesome.
good.
You guys are great.
Me and Valerie,
Yeah.
me and
all the
Valerie.
love to you. I just wanted to say hi and
Aw.
mwah.
Be well.
Bye. Love you, baby. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. Good. Well, there you go. That was Valerie.
Yay.
But so me and Valerie have known each other since the Sea Org in Clearwater when I
Wow.
left the Int Ranch and was joining and eventually went from an ethics MAA
Oh my
to
God.
eventually up to CMO. And at that time, Valerie was in CMO CW as she was the DUR INR. And then when I
wow.
when I joined CMO on the EPF, think posts were changing and she became more like the CMO. What's the PR? Like the PR person, Dylan? Who's that?
The
Like
port
in
captain.
no, like she was in CMO CW as like the
Port captain.
like as the PR person. Who's that in CMO CW?
Port captain.
Not port captain.
That's who the PR person is.
Is that internal
Who's below
PR?
that? What is she like? She would like wrap presents and like for the execs and like she would go shopping for the like
Was
she would do
like the LRH.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
That's not a CMO post.
Oh.
And
Well,
INR
anyway.
is director of
was-
inspections.
No,
and
she was
reporting.
first the INR and
They
then
had
she became
services. CMO
yes.
services.
Something
Yeah.
services secretary. She was a services or something. I don't know. Anyways, she would do all these
That's a
fancy
made-up
private
post.
things. And I was 13 years old. No, I was 14 years old when I first met Valerie. And we were friends in the Sea Org. We were friends in the messed up planet of Scientology in the way that we were like insane craziness. And we are so wild and we are so free. And she is currently one of the people suing David Miscavige and for trafficking and everything. So I'm so fucking proud of her. She's such a badass and she's so cool and I love her.
Yeah.
Period.
She's freaking awesome.
I'm allowing anybody, just so you guys know in the chat and everybody, and all you are my friends, so you get it. But anybody who jumps in like that are good friends like mine, that like they can jump. A lot of people want to jump in and they're like, let's see if I get a minute. Like Serge Delmar, we love you, Serge Delmar. There's an Mike Brown wanted to jump in. So there's a lot of people who want to jump in, and it's an open platform for our SPTV homies. These are people. No matter what is going on in their lives, we are here for you. We have this platform. LFM TV is a wild little cute Thanksgiving get-together party tonight for learning and understanding and letting go and also holding on to things we're not ready to let go of yet. Right?
Yep.
Absolutely.
I'm thankful for your music.
I am going to have to head out because I think the dog needs to go out.
Okay, love you, Jeff. PTS for life. Jump in
Thank you
again
all
if
for
you want to.
hang out with
I'm
you.
going to keep this going for at least an hour or so more. So y'all can feel at any time. You cannot come back once you leave. That's the rule.
Okay, then. Well, I didn't want to anyway.
No, just kidding, Jeff.
I'll pop onto your channel and watch it live, though.
Okay, great. And I can't wait to just do a one-on-one with you anyways and just talk about your positions and your job, whatever you had to do, and just let everybody on all perspectives know as much as we can our own individual little lives of being in this planet of Scientology, right?
Absolutely.
I'm totally down to talk to you, Jeff, if you want to chat one day. That sounds like it'd be fun.
100%. All of y'all. Everybody.
And you want to show us your what's going on in the back again? What's going on there? You have somebody keeping an eye on you, little midget somebody? I don't know. It looks like
so this is
it looks like somebody. It looks like somebody who has 4 bars or something.
Well, he does like a bit of whiskey.
Ooh,
yeah. No, this is Captain Davey. I don't know if you've seen my Andrea's video or not. We just posted yesterday, a day in the life of Captain Dave Miscavige. But if you haven't, check it out. This is him pretending to be in the IS videos because they need to replace the original IS horse guy, and he's just he's practicing. So.
Wait, is that with the horse that has rainbow hair? This is great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's very I'm
you might
modern.
be giving, I mean, you're giving him some potential leeway in being a good person, actually riding on a beautiful little rainbow unicorn.
You're just trying to modern.
Like he doesn't need the giraffe horses, right, Jeff Hawkins? He doesn't need the big horses. He would get more attention if he rode in on a little cute gay pony.
Well, this is life size too.
Yeah.
It's life size. Great. so they don't have to pull in the whole production team either.
No.
Or have any all-nighters or anybody running or going to the RPF.
That's right.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff, so much for being here.
See you,
talk
Jeff.
to you.
See you guys.
Bye.
See you, Jeff.
Bye-bye.
So music. Tell us
sorry,
your music coming up.
What
music do you have? Some songs you've got in the works?
Do I have? I mean, I'm always working on stuff. Do you want me to I guess I should tell you what is probably the most recent new thing that I'm going to be releasing next?
Yeah, sure. Hell yeah.
I think this sounds silly, but it's actually, I'm going to do this cute kind of pop songy that I wrote a while ago with one of my best friends. If you know, Mr. Spallino Man.
Jason.
Thanks for. I'm just kidding. Totally kidding. Everybody knows who Spallino is. But so we always make songs. We make songs every week. We're always we're doing a video, like whatever. So, but I do have this cute poppy song that I would love to release just because I'm not kidding. Every time I hear it, I feel good. I feel like even when I'm at work and I play it for like the caregivers who are switching over, like I'm like, oh, I said, I can't play it now. I'll play it on maybe the next stream, but it's like this sort of, and I love you, na forever. Give me just one night. And it's and all it is, it's not about give me just one night. It's actually about freedom. It's literally like we need to be free on our own. My thoughts are my thoughts and my thoughts alone. Give me just one. Anyways, it's all about actually freedom. Give me a night to just sleep peacefully. Give me just one night. And I love dancing, so I'm like, forever.
That's freaking amazing.
I
I
love you.
love that.
Poppy. That sounds.
You know what? That reminds me of
course
something
is
that
that.
happened too in Scientology around Thanksgiving. I went up at one of those weekly staff meetings, and I said, if anyone wants to take a leave of absence, I will help them get through their confessionals. Well, after that, the captain of the org, he took me into his office, John Lundeen, and he ripped me, a new one for saying that I was encouraging people to take a vacation.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I got fucking so in trouble. I got lower conditions, threats of
Why does
RPF
John
assignment.
Lundeen sound so familiar? Hawkins, did you know John Lundeen?
Yeah, I knew John. I knew Edie.
Is
Oh,
it
yeah, that
John
was his wife.
Lundeen? John
John Lund-
Lundeen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew John.
Okay. See, wow. Why do I know him? What did he do? Was he at Gold Base, Jeff, or
He was
something?
at Flag
His daughters
for a long
were
time.
too.
He
What
was for
years?
a while.
Wait,
yeah.
he was at Flag probably not when I was there, right, Dylan?
He was a
Good-
reg
Yeah.
at Flag. Yeah.
Okay,
And then he
so
did the
his name
RPF
just is
twice.
carried around.
He was.
He
the
also had
finance
Cock-Con
for
status.
FLB. He was like the head finance guy for the Flag Land base.
I like how Louis said he had Cock-On status. So
And then
yeah,
he still went to the
so he was
RPF.
he was
Yeah,
the
he was-
captain. He was the captain FLB.
No, he was the finance director for.
Oh
the
well,
Flag
that's
Land. So
like
him
a
and-
lot. Yeah.
He was when he was that post when Ron Norton was the captain Flag Service Org, and they used to just sit there with high levy and reg people for millions. They both drove matching Corvettes.
Captain.
at the time.
Sorry, I'm totally quickly.
Captain
Is
FSO
Norton?
is
No, Norton.
Ron Norton, yeah.
Martin.
Norton was the captain FSO
Ron
when you were
Norton
there.
was the captain.
Ron
FSO.
Norton, who is Trisha and Mike Norton's
Before
dad.
Dick-
Am I
yeah,
wrong, Jeff?
yeah.
Hawkins? Yeah.
No, that's right. Yeah.
insane to me. So I didn't realize because Lori Englehart is Jessica Englehart's mom, who's currently, I still think, the Flag Crew captain of Flag Crew. And
Dave Englehart related to that one? Do you know?
Dave Englehart is Jessica Englehart's dad, and Lori and Dave
He was
were married.
disaffected when I was at Asho Day.
Yep,
Highly
and
disaffected.
Yeah.
Against
Wow.
Scientology
Wait, what
internally.
years? Wait, yeah. What years was that, Louis?
That was in 2008, 2009.
So
when he
this
was
is
at
later.
Asho Day.
That's
Dave.
crazy. Wow. Even more information right now. So that happened later. Jeffy, I'm going to mute you really quick. That's crazy, Louis, because yes, Dave and Lori Englehart are Jessica Englehart parents who Jessica Engle went to the Int Ranch. She was there when like Jenna Miscavige was there, like in the earlier, older kind of cadets. And then both Jenna Miscavige and Jessica Englehart at different times got shipped. That's what they call it. You got approved. You got shipped to go to Clearwater and to join the Sea Org. So I think Jessica felt more excited and happy, which now makes sense because
They had family there.
yeah, her mother was
Right.
Lori, the captain of Flag Crew. So that's
Right.
interesting. That just kind of made me
Huh.
realize, oh, that was probably her leaving was probably easier than like Jenna going to, I don't know why Jenna ended up going to Clearwater, but we'll talk about
And she
hopefully
took
that
over from Mick Davies, who used to be
right.
the
But then
captain
so
of Flag
Ron
Crew.
Norton, their dad, Trisha Norton and Mike Norton were both cadets at the Int Ranch. And so that's
Mhm.
crazy that Ron Norton was like a high person financially, which is a high position, a trustworthy, bonding,
was-
loyal position.
He wouldn't
Finance
get
on any
handled
finance.
at the Flag Land Base. If he got in any trouble, he would get sent up to Int to get
See?
handled and then sent back, usually
To
with the
Flag.
command team to help get whatever problems were handled. And then they would take off, and then Ron Norton would be okay for a bit, and then it happened again. Don't mute Jeff. Jeff does the this is Jeff's
Sorry, Jeff.
wheelhouse.
Go ahead, Jeff Hawkins. This is your real Hawkins house.
Or I thought maybe not.
Hawkins, go.
So
You're
anyway.
not.
Go
yeah,
Hawkins.
Hawkins, go.
What?
We were just saying because obviously Ron Norton, Mike, Mike Norton, Trisha Norton,
Frank
Hawkins.
Norton? You know Frank Norton?
Yeah.
He was at
Wait,
Gold too. He was with
Frank
the ranch.
Norton, Hawkins. What's that all about?
You know
No,
Frank
I don't
Norton?
remember a Frank Norton.
He had daughters at Gold as well. John Lundeen had daughters. Like we were originally talking about John Lundeen.
Okay, yeah, we were talking about John Lundeen. So why do I know John Lundeen? Do you think I know him Hawkins later from Gold Base?
Maybe. Maybe.
Was he there? Do you when you were there?
Yeah, I think he was.
And did you know John Lundeen before the Gold Base?
I don't think so. I knew Edie when she was at Pups. I think she was the commanding officer at Pups. And when I was first starting the Dianetics campaign, she gave me a lot of help to get that done. So I was appreciative of that. That was Edie.
Very cool. Hey, well, I gotta
Good
put
name.
wood in my fire and let my dogs out. So.
Pervert.
Okay.
That's his
probably
secret
snowing
code
outside.
word. Yay! Okay,
So-
Dylan, love you. Thank you for being here and happy Thanksgiving. And I'm very
happy
thankful and grateful
Thanksgiving.
for you.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Thanks, Louie. Thanks,
See
Jefferson.
See you, Dylan.
Thanks, Laura. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you. Ciao, ciao. Bye.
So your song, Laura, it reminded me of how I got in trouble for encouraging the staff to take a day off. What you're saying is take a day off. It's so therapeutic, just do nothing or whatever, right? In your song.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the key to Sea Org members leaving is when they experience the outside world. At least I know that's why it's so suppressed, why they're not allowed to leave so much, and it's so hard to go on a leave of absence because you have to get all these confessionals and there's not enough auditors to do it. There's all these logistics involved and so they don't end up doing it, but if you can get them to go out and experience that life just a little bit, I think that helps to take off that prison of belief that's happening for them.
Yeah, so true. Yeah, it helps them to unwind.
I would say even like the Dream Love, like my Dream Love song, I wrote that almost like for myself, but also people who were in positions feeling like how I felt. So it was just like this other me was saying like, hey, just dream love, dream love. Who do you want to be? Who do you want to talk to? Who do you talk to when you're alone? And who do you want to be when you leave this world?
Yeah.
Who do you want to be when you leave this world? What do you want to be left with when you leave this world? So dream love, because that's all you're going to feel good about.
Huh.
That's great.
Awesome. I love it.
Who do you want? It goes, it's like dream love, dream love. Who do you want to be? Dream love, dream love. Who do you want to talk to when you're alone? You're alone. And who do you want to please when you leave this world?
That's amazing.
You got to dream love. The beginning of that song goes, bad days turns into good days, turns into playing around with you. Let's keep it together. Let's keep it forever, but not without the truth. Don't let them slow you down. They're taking your time. They're gonna use you up in time. So now you've got to dream love, dream love. Okay, that's enough.
Oh, very cool.
Fun, guys.
I'm so thankful for actually eating on Thanksgiving because that was one thing at the in the Sea organization. Yes, they had the food and the turkey and the shrimp, and finally they had some sort of dessert, and you had 10 more minutes at the meal time, but it's just now I can go and eat at McDonald's if I want to. I don't need to have to eat what they believe I think is good.
True. Yeah.
I love that. JK in Toronto, thank you for your sweet little cutie pie donation. Just want to say you all have been a great refresh tonight to keep it to the core of SPTV and not focus on the other stuff. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Dotting. And Diana B, thank you. I like your name, Diana. As never in sending hugs and love to you all.
Oh, that's sweet.
Thank
Look
you,
at her
sweetie
smiling
pie.
face.
I know. And thank you for never being in, first of all. And also
Yeah.
thank you for just being sweet and throwing out fun stuff like that. Candy's life said, question for Laura, for Louie. I've asked Laura and Jeff. This is so now you get to be in the hot seat.
Oh, man.
What is the one thing that you want people to remember about you when you're gone?
Oh, legacy wise? That's just legacy. Yeah, and I figured this out in the never end world. They always ask you about your legacy, especially when you're doing job interviews. Anyways, my legacy, I have no legacy. I can't think that far ahead. I'm just thinking about this week, and I'm just thinking about my going to work and getting, energetic and just enjoying today, because, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but I hope it's going to be good based on what I do today. And just like eating good food and just laying around and watching TV if I want, or walking around outside and looking at birds, whatever. All that's
Yeah.
just things.
Yes. I love that. That's how I feel too. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like maybe I have a little moment, like, cause we don't have the plan or choice tomorrow. Some dumbass can just come by and boom, knock you to dead. Like you don't.
Yeah.
So like grateful for being able to even take next steps and to be able to do fun things and be creative and be wild and make new merchandise and all that funness. Right, Jeff?
I want to know about L. Ron Hubbard. Jeff mentioned in your chat the other day that you met L. Ron Hubbard once. What was that like? What was it about? What was your
No, wait, can I interrupt? And I'm going to run and reset something. But Jeff, can you tell him about, it wasn't once, Jeff. I mean, Louie.
It was a couple of times, yeah.
But
Yeah,
tell him the whole
what
perspective
happened?
of, remember, we were going to make merch for Hawkins that says, "Get Hawkins now."
Oh,
Quote,
yeah, that's
LRH.
right.
But no.
Yeah.
No, I'll be right back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was in Denmark. I was at the publications organization in Denmark.
Yeah.
And,
What was your post?
I was the DSEMSEC.
Okay.
So I was doing a lot of kind of graphic design work and different things
Right.
like that. And Hubbard was on the Apollo.
Okay.
And he wanted to form up a marketing unit on the ship.
I heard about this.
Yeah. And so he sent a message to my senior, and he said, "We're forming a marketing unit on the ship. Get Hawkins from Denmark." And I didn't even know he knew who I was.
Yeah, you're the man that created the big boom.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't at that point, but.
Oh, you hadn't yet. So you went to the ship and you met him, L. Ron Hubbard.
Yes.
Where did you meet him at? Which part of do you remember, in his office or on the deck?
Well, the first time I met him was in 1971 when I was on the ship for training, for admin training.
Okay. Did you meet him in a course room?
No, I was actually late for course, and I had to grab my course pack from my berthing room, which was on A deck, which is the highest kind of deck where people can live.
Right.
And so I was racing.
Grabbing your course pack.
I was racing to get to my room and get my course back. And I burst into the A deck foyer. And Hubbard was there with all of his aides surrounding him.
Were they standing or at a table?
They were all standing, just having a little conference right there in the like the lobby area of A deck.
Okay.
And I was this kid. I was like, I don't know, 21, 22 years old.
Yeah.
Burst in on them, like interrupting the whole meeting.
Yeah.
And Hubbard just looked at me and he said, "Well, hello there." And I was just floating on air, to be recognized.
You actually met him.
And for him to say hello. And I was just like, oh my God,
Yeah.
But I got in a lot of trouble for that. I had to do.
You did?
Oh yeah, I had to do conditions for interrupting LRH
really
in his meeting with the aides. He didn't.
Who assigned you that? Do you remember?
I forget. It was
the
like
course
the
supervisor.
Okay. MAA or something. But Hubbard didn't seem to mind that I had interrupted his meeting. He was like, "Oh, well, hello there,"
So you thought it was the MAA that did it, not L. Ron Hubbard that ordered it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like one of the aides that reported it.
That made you do the lower conditions, right?
Yeah, and I got into a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah. What kind of things would you do on the ship to get through this lower conditions, like deliver an effective blow? Do you remember what you did to get through the liability? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I don't remember the details of it. I've kind of just blocked all that out.
I was just wondering if you did. And then you met him another time, right?
Then I went back to Denmark, and then I got to the ship as crew in 1975. And that was when he was forming up this marketing unit.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the first things that we did was report up to his office for a conference with him.
Okay.
Where he was going to brief us on what he expected from this marketing unit.
Interesting.
And so we all got ushered in to his research room, it was called, on the Apollo. But it was his office. And we all sat in chairs in front of his desk, and he gave us the lowdown on why he had called us there and why we were going to do marketing.
Was he sitting down or standing up?
He was sitting down.
Was he was he making eye contact?
Oh yeah.
So he was just looking at you like his TR0, or was like impeccable?
He was definitely there, and he was a great storyteller. So these briefings were always peppered with his stories about his life and things he'd done and so forth and so on. But I remember he had a white shirt on and a light blue ascot.
Okay.
And he wasn't wearing any hat, and it was just his red hair, which was thinning, and turning.
Did he have a meter on his desk? Did he have like anything on his desk, like anything around him, like on the walls? Like, can you remember anything that you saw?
I don't remember the details. I mean,
that's fine.
I think he had a comm center. He had a in pending and out basket.
Oh, on his desk or like near him?
I think it was on his desk.
Yeah.
And there were some papers that he had on his desk.
So were you nervous?
Yeah, I was pretty nervous, I would say. I didn't speak. I mean, it was just him speaking to us, basically. So we were just there to listen. And he wasn't asking us for any input or anything like that. So, but it was interesting.
Were his teeth disgusting and yellow and like rotting?
I didn't really know. I mean, his teeth were always crooked.
That's what I mean. But like, no, but when he was younger, they were just crooked. And then as I see him on these, as whatever we're shown, even in the photos and the big fucking blown up photo things that we've seen, like he has yellow, really hard to look at teeth.
Yeah.
How close were you to him though? Could you smell him? What did it smell like in there? Do you remember? Was it nasty?
What was the smell in the, what did they say in self-analysis? Recall the smell.
I don't, well, one of the things was that
smoky, was it not cigarettes? Like for real, try to recall and remember, what did that office smell like? Was it clean and air purified, or was it like, did he have an ashtray full of cigarettes?
He had an ashtray. He didn't smoke during the conference. But I think it smelled fairly fresh because I think he had the
because he had people like loving and stuff.
Oh yeah, it was clean. It was spotless. The whole.
But why would they call it the research room? Did he have an auditing setup in there? I know you said he had the desk, but a desk you don't normally audit people at. Did he? Do you remember?
I think he audited in there, and anytime he was in session, which was just solo for him, it's just solo auditing.
Okay, he'd solo audit.
Yeah, but red lights would go on throughout the ship.
Really?
And oh yeah, that meant the Commodore's in session. Everybody quiet down, and if you made a loud noise during his session time,
I can't believe that.
Boy, that was bad.
That's insanity. What was he doing in there? Probably like doing some solo pleasuring.
Solo something, yeah, some science fiction stuff.
He was wasn't he?
Fuck?
No, he was researching the upper levels.
Yeah, the upper level.
Yeah, the upper level.
Yeah, the upper.
He's probably in there like coloring or something stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even something to be shy or not talk about. He literally was probably tripping and doing all sorts of fucking crazy things. Like, have you guys not watched the Master? The Master?
I haven't seen it yet. I need to.
Well, that was pretty awesome because quick story, around this time, Thanksgiving, my dad gets time off, you know, or was at, I guess this was 5 years ago before I was declared an SP.
Yeah.
A proud SP.
Hell yeah.
He said, first of all, I hated when he did this, like, because I'm such an artist. I could be recording. I could stay up till 6, 7 a.m. and people think I've been drinking all night. And I'm like, no, I've been recording. And your drunk ass is drunk and you're coked out and you just getting home. I see everybody getting in these apartments. I'm fresh as fuck. Anywho, but so, wow, what was I just saying?
About your dad coming for Thanksgiving.
So OMG, guys, like for real. So my dad calls me. He's like, oh, and I'm like, Dad, I'm in the middle of recording. I was like, okay, let me tell them, like, I'll get off by like 12. So I was like, I guess just meet me in the Art Share area, because I used to live downtown at the Art Share LA. Very nice, cheap artist little lofts at the time. And he knew that because he would just show up and he's like, oh, I have time off. I'm like, Dad, you gave me no notice. He was like, well, I just thought eventually you would answer your phone and I would already be in the area. You know, that's such a weird assumption for somebody to be like, oh, you know, I just assume that once you know I have time off, that you have to stop what you're doing and come hang out with me, because you know that I only have this amount of time off, which I love him, so I'm not going to not do that. Anyways, it's very fucking funny. But so back to the Master film. So my dad only gets this certain amount of time off. So, and he finds out I'm recording this morning, this morning part, and I'll be done by 12. So he's like, okay, well, what do I do? You know, what do we do other than just relax? And he was already, sitting. Yeah, no, that's a locational. I've already done that plenty of times throughout this week. I have time off.
Yeah.
So then I guess apparently he was just like, okay, cool. Like, whatever. I'm going to be a cool dad or whatever. And like pretend I blend in with the world. Didn't happen. A lot of people later were like, was your dad sitting outside the cafe? He was like, yeah, he knew you. And then he said, I'm her dad. And I was like, and they were all like, oh, wow. They're all nice, but kind of like, who's this kind of dorky guy with his cute little baseball cap that says the Golden Age of Tech? And he also felt like really depressed. Okay, so back to my story. So I get off, I'm walking around the corner and I see him at the cafe sitting there, and he's sitting there kind of, he was chatting probably with one of my artist friends that live like in the neighborhood or whatever. And I was like, oh, hi guys. I'm like, hey, it's my dad. Yeah. And then, and so I was like, hi, Dad. And I'm like, you know, give him a hug. And I'm like, what's up? I'm like, what's up? You seem like down tone. I made a joke. Like, you seem a little down tone. And he's like, he kind of laughed. He was like, well, I kind of am. And then I go, anyways, long story short, he goes, I thought I'd go see a movie, you know, while you were recording or whatever. And then, and so I went, because it was like 8 a.m., 8:30, you know, he's out there. I'm like, I am not available. And also I actually was recording, not all night, but I went early and then thinking I was going to record all day, and then had to not, because plans change because Dad has time off in the Sea Org.
Oh,
Anyways,
drop everything. Yeah.
drop everything.
Is he still
on
there?
Honesty, it's
Is
gotta
he
be
still in the
approved.
Sea Org?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and my mom.
What's his
Yeah.
post?
I don't know. No, it's been changing. Now they will not let me know. And also, I feel like there's also a possibility that he could not even be married to my mom anymore. And that's been like an old news thing. Apparently.
What was his post? Was he ever at PAC?
Yeah, he was. He worked for me. Both of Laura's parents worked for me for years. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Did he ever work at PAC though?
Yeah,
he did later and then way before.
Yeah.
Like he didn't when he got RPF'd about 10 years ago. He definitely was on the RPF. And then when he left the RPF or got approved to start doing his production record to finish his liability condition, you know how they do that. When you leave the RPF, you're back in liability already in the Sea Org.
Yeah,
anyway, so then
step 2, right?
No, yeah. So my dad was down there doing that, but so maybe you knew him then. I have no idea. Phil Anderson. Does it sound familiar?
It does sound familiar. I think
he was mainly in sales
or his post.
Sorry, he was. Yeah, I feel like he was mainly in sales, and then he was in recovering people to come back into Scientology. And one of my jokes then was like, "How are you going to get people into Scientology if you can't even get your own daughter back in?"
And he was an auditor.
And he laughed. No, he was not an auditor. He was at Gold Base, and pretty much. I mean, sorry, Jeff. Go ahead.
Yeah, he was pretty much a sales guy. He was very good at that. Yeah.
Like he would get people. I think maybe. Do you remember somebody named Phil Anderson, taller, kind of has a little bald heart head, and he would, tall, and he would be like, "Hey, kind of decent, fun guy, trying to just make people happy." Like, "Hey, how you doing? Okay, good." But he was really good at getting people, like selling the basics and things like that. Nope. Okay, great.
Nope.
Well, there you go. So yeah, we don't know if there's any more information on today. Is November 23rd, the Thursday of 2023. And if you have any more information on Philip Roy Anderson, please let his daughter know.
So do you have a brother? Do you have a brother?
Jared Anderson and his sister Colleen Anderson.
Jared and Colleen, are they the Andersons that are at Delphi, Oregon?
Nope.
Okay. But they're in the Sea Org?
They were in the Int Ranch. They were at the Int Ranch.
And they're in the Sea Org now?
No, my sister just, like, she left the Sea Org 5 years ago or so with Andre Ronhart, her husband. And now they're definitely still Scientologists. They probably have paid their freeloader bill and done their conditions and are in good standings and probably back on course. And then my brother is struggling with life.
Oh. Well, at least he's not in the Sea Org, I guess. I'm thankful for that.
And he's thankful for that. I'm sure. Whether he would tell me that or not right now.
I'm thankful I don't have any body thetans. You know?
Like, wow, all this time we thought we had all these body thetans, and little did we know we were actually okay. We were fine.
Yeah.
Jeff, what are you? You OT5, right?
OT4.
OT4. Now, think about this. I've always wanted to ask an OT this. Do you...
I have OT questions. Just kidding.
Is a body thetan sort of like a ghost in the WOG world? You know, it's like they're like people, the WOGs that get excited, that never ends, get excited about finding the ghosts in the houses. So Scientologists are like just finding ghosts in their bodies.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. BTs are like little tiny ghosts.
Yeah.
That
so
are
they're just
stuck
hunters.
all over. Yeah.
Telepathic ghost hunters.
Yeah, you have to audit them.
I love that. Telepathic ghost hunters.
Yeah.
So
and BTs are like little tiny Casper the Friendly Ghost guys, you know?
Yeah, you have to. Could you bring an OT to like a
like
place that
sperm?
was haunted?
You're talking about sperms, the little sperm.
Little ghosts that stick to you.
But when you're drawing sperm, what does that look like? A little ghost, and then it's like bloop, and it's sticky, so it like sticks to you, and it comes from aberration, obviously.
Yeah, it's got all the body thetans in there. Transferring body thetans.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I have to mute myself because I laugh really hard and I don't want to blow out the mic.
Okay, well, thank you for that.
Cool.
So the body things and the ghosts. What if you took a OT and took them to somebody who talked about ghost hunting? Would the ghost hunters and the OTs be able to talk about ghosts? You know, like could they go
Probably.
to a house that was haunted and find the ghosts and
They would have to
audit
go
them?
to a private hotel auditing room.
Oh, okay, to audit the haunted house ghosts.
No, just to
Oh,
tell them, just to give them
a lot
a
of
how-to.
yeah, a lot of Scientologists believe in ghosts and haunted houses and things. And you know, like if they're in an old
But
house,
spirits, they see them not as
Spirits.
ghosts, but spirits,
But
like
as
actual
Thetans.
thetans, like thetans,
Thetans,
like
yeah.
real human being thetans.
Yeah.
And BTs are kind of more like spermy thetans on the thetan, on the main
Yeah.
body thetan. They're like little. Oh, I got to get rid of these little sperm buckets.
They're like little
Infestation
yeah. It's like an infestation.
It's Scientology garbage.
of ghosts.
Cancer.
Yeah.
It's like in the Ghostbusters movie when they have that machine that holds all the ghosts. That's like each person.
Yeah, exactly. It's like barnacles on a ship or something, you know?
Yeah, or probiotics in yogurt.
Yeah.
Yes.
Billions of probiotics.
So I love
Yeah.
your music, Lara. I love it. I listen
Thank
to
you.
it all the time.
I love that you guys love it. Thank you. It took me a lot to put it out, and then it's out, and now I just love that it's out, and that's the way it is, and I can always make more and more and more, and so it's just it's basically the endless love of appreciation.
Yeah.
To
That is
and
so
fro.
great. Yeah.
To and fro, for people to hear it, and for me to express it, and then for people to have their own language and what they've healed from it that had nothing to do with what I went through, but like it's like, oh, it's that same fucking thing. It's that same pull or that same relief of just getting away. And like,
yeah. And a lot of people, although a lot of people haven't been in Scientology, but I found that a lot of people have been in controlling relationships. And I've heard from a lot of people who've read my book, and they say, well, that really helped me because I've been in a very controlling relationship. And this, you gave me the courage to leave.
Which is the same thing as being in Scientology. You are in a controlling relationship, whether at the time it's just your senior right above you, or it's the div head, or it's the main executive you're afraid of, or it's COB, or whoever the fuck. Like, same thing. You're still in the control, or you're there to impress somebody constantly.
Or you have somebody that is running your life with threats, whether that's a boss or a husband or whoever, constantly threatens you. Same thing, because that was my life at the base. I was.
So how do you relax now, Jeff? Like, what are things you do to relax and to really relax? Because even having kids around, trust me, I love kids. I hope I can have them. I don't think I'm going to, because look, I'll give myself 2 or 3 more years. That's it. But like, if I don't have them, like, fine, then I can relax, because my fucking heart is running around without me being able to control it. They're not in the sewer where I know what they're doing every second of the day and what they're thinking and what, you know what I mean? So like, how do you relax? Like, the
biggest thing that I have found is I take long walks. And if I can get out to a trailhead, like out in the Columbia River Gorge, I'll hike a trail through the wilderness,
and that's easy for you?
Mountain man. I like it.
That's easy for you, or is it work?
Well, it's work, but I've built up my stamina.
But do you see what I'm getting to? So like, to have fun for us, whatever we're having fun at can't just be alone with ourselves. It has to be like, it's almost like we've sat with ourselves so long and under such manipulation that all we want to do is go out and hike and do mushrooms and go to festivals and dance and stretch and fucking yell and breathe, and edit and do whatever.
Do whatever.
But is it not physically hard for you to do it, or you physically love that now? Like you love that workout, so to speak.
I love the workout. I love the exercise. I used to go hiking with a hiking partner, old friend of mine that I knew in Scientology, who was living in Oregon at the time, and we would do these gonzo hikes. Like,
are you in touch with them now?
Yeah, I'm in touch.
Oh, that's so nice. Sorry, you don't want to
so
talk
romantic.
much further. No, I just think that's very sweet and kind, and like how hikes in nature. I have a good friend, Sina. You guys know Sina Camilla. She loves hiking and fucking nature and like all that shit. Like, and the freedom it brings to have a friend that goes with them on adventures is very, very exhilarating.
We got into these gonzo hikes, like 20 miles or more, and we would just be completely wasted at the end of that. And I got to the point where we said, we're getting too old for this, But I enjoy
so you just stayed home and had sex for 2 hours.
I enjoy.
Not everybody has a partner to do that with.
True. But I like a 4 to 6 mile hike. And lately I'm doing a lot of urban hiking in Portland. But Portland is wonderful for that because there are so many parks and so many wilderness areas around Portland that, you can be walking through a neighborhood and all of a sudden there's a wilderness park, and you can take a hike through that, So it's really wonderful. And I found that.
And you also do like an event thing, right? With people who are under the radar or even just interested in leaving or talking about their experience being in Scientology
or already out. Yeah, I have a recovery.
Or they're out. Right.
Yeah, I have
in Portland, do you ever involve like them going on these hikes with you? Or are some of your hikers some of the people getting out their Sea Org crap?
It's kind of two different things, really. But the group is wonderful, and it's been growing.
I want to go. I literally cannot wait for any excuse to go to Portland to go and first of all hang out with you, go see Mr. Jackson again. Like there's too many reasons to go to Portland. So when I go, I will be seeing you, and
yes,
and I will hopefully land it on a weekend or a few days that I'm there that you have one of your things. I would love to go there. I would love to even do an acoustic little blessing for everybody. Oh, it just sounds great.
Yeah, it's a great group. It's mostly second generation. And
my favorite.
Yeah, and the interesting thing is, I didn't know any of these people before, but I knew all of their parents. So that makes for an interesting.
Like a lot of selfish reasons. The reasons I had you on, Jeff, is because I knew you were at the Gold Base. You were a parent yourself, whether your child was at the Ant Ranch or not. You understood, even through my own mother, what it meant to have a child at the Ant Ranch and to only be seeing them at certain amounts of time. It wasn't an everyday activity at all. It was never that. It was, again, Thanksgiving, Christmas. You got approval for your grandmother's fucking funeral. That's the only reason you're going on a 4-day LOA. You better go to Canada, do the funeral. So they would even say, like, you don't need an extra day to be there. So what day is the service? What day? So they would call it out. So 3 days, 4 days. So I went on a 4-day LOA where it wasn't a whole LOA. It was almost just a quick libs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when my mother died, it took me 4 days to get an approval to go and do
my mom
service.
had way worse difficulties with that. Isn't that fucking insane? That is so not
horrible.
But why? Like, let's think about this, guys. What is the reasoning behind that exact thing? Because that right there is the closest thing. But wait. No. What I'm saying, no, I'm not even getting to that, Louis. What I'm saying is, why do they make this long process
so hard?
but no, not even so hard. They purpose the reason. If it's
You're
not
doing it
hard to
intentionally.
leave, then you can't go. If it's not hard, if you don't know that we're not keeping an eye on you while you're out, then you're not even going to be able to leave.
Well,
you better check in. My mother has to call in on the phone every 2 hours even though she has a buddy with her. Somebody that's in the Sea Org that's not related to her
but I think the
whatsoever.
reason
They
is,
happen to be Taryn Rinder, Mike Rinder's daughter, who attacks him
but
online.
the
It's
reason
so
is because they're
disgusting. I
worried.
laugh in hysteria.
Scientology is worried that
they think you're gonna
people
blow.
leaving are going to wake up.
Well,
Yeah.
they
the
should
more
be, because that is
saturated
what
they are,
happens.
So
they're
the
gonna
4
wake up.
days, the 4 days was 4 days of sec checks. They want you to FN on a sec check before you go.
Yep,
So
I went through this.
You don't have any overts and therefore
Withholds.
blow.
And if anybody does talk to you about something negative, for example, my mother and I were on a plane, and I was really angry at her because she caught me taking money from my grandmother's purse, who had just passed away. And I wanted it to get these extra bags, this extra suitcase bag of stuff that my grandmother was giving to me. And my mom was just so disappointed in me that I hadn't paid my freeloader. Sorry, Jeff, that I hadn't paid my freeloader bill, and that I hadn't done anything. And that, look at me, I can't even afford anything. I don't know. It just felt like that for sure. And I just hated her for it. And so I took my grandmother's money. And as I took the money, I literally was like, I actually didn't even think I was stealing. I was like, thank you, Grandma.
Yeah.
I literally was like, thank you for giving this to me. And so I had the suitcase, and there's all these fun things. And by the way, all my cousins and stuff had already gone through this, or they had stuff that I wasn't even allowed to go through. Like, that's just for the cousins. I was like, oh, great. I guess I was so close to my grandmother. Anyways, so that was a bummer too, just to not be close with my grandmother.
Yeah.
Anyways, but the thing is so I took, and I felt like and then I didn't realize, it's actually like a legal thing, until my mother came up to me like, they're going to keep track of that. She already knew that I took the money. And then years later in therapy, I was going through, they were like, well, you need the money. It was, they were doing this thing, as a child, what was I thinking as a child? Don't take away that I'm an adult doing this. And then I was like, oh, okay, well, then it's fine. I'm allowed to steal from my grandmother.
You needed the money.
Yeah, I needed the money. She said I could have this. She would have given this to me. Anyway.
Would have.
Sorry, Jeffy, I cut you off.
Yeah, and probably your grandmother would have been fine with it. She would be, take it. During this whole time, this whole psychology of me thinking, oh no, I'm such a bad. It was actually because this whole time I also thought our family was never rich. I didn't know the backgrounds, or not rich, but even well off. I just had no idea what. And so $60 or $80 to me was a lot of money.
Yeah,
a lot of money. Yeah,
it would give me the carry-on bag plus some more when I got back to LA to just kind of enjoy my life a little bit longer. Couch surfing. I was literally couch surfing.
This had to do with the leaving of absence. Something to do with your mom. And
that's what I was getting to, is that they only give us these 4 days.
Yeah.
And then and I'm so out PR for creating anything where I don't look like I don't have enough money to do something.
Oh yeah, that's out PR. Yeah.
That's out PR on my mom's side, because if they're gonna wonder, like, well, didn't you teach her anything about making money or getting a job? She seems like she's very capable, she's bright, she's energetic. And then the other thing is, why is she stealing $60 or $80? I forget how much exactly it was. It was not over 100. That's what I know.
Yeah.
Because my mom came storming out, and she didn't. When I looked at and I saw her coming toward me, I was like, oh shit, she knows. I was like, okay, Mom, I'm gonna go. Yeah, no problem. I have some money in my account. I'll be good. And then I get paid. I get paid next week. No. She was okay. I have to say this, but like, what a little bitch. She already kind of knew that I was going to steal that money to get that bag
Yeah,
on.
she's what you got set up or what?
I don't know. It felt like that, but I'm sure she didn't do that. And maybe I'm being nice. Maybe I'm being nice.
I don't know. You know,
The
probably
therapist told
testing
me
you to see
the
if you were
therapist
ethical. Some weird shit like that.
totally trying to check my like, what do you know?
Yeah,
Are
what
you
you gonna do?
still stealing? Because at the Int Ranch, she always made me feel like a thief. She always was like, "Oh, you're stealing again." Well, the reason you're angry or being banky. The reason you're being banky is because you're committing overts, like stealing quarters from Barbara Tompkins or stealing from the canteen. Or it was never actual. Yeah, it was, but they made us feel like they were, right? They made us feel
they made like it was gonna end the world.
You're stealing quarters from Foster Tompkins, who's an executive.
He's clearing the planet. He's saving
the world.
the
planet, and you are taking money from his smoking cigarette fund. That is not a joke, right? Barbara and Foster Tompkins would smoke like fucking chimneys.
Yeah, I used to smoke.
I know.
All the meanwhile, you're being used as a laborer and money is being made off of you.
But one of the reasons,
like
and the only way that you're getting that money, the only way you're making money to even have change in a bowl that exists for another cadet to be stealing money out of is because you're getting money from out, like as a gift, or here's like some outside person knows like you do struggle financially and having an extra $20 from grandma or $75 is okay. They do allow that. Security will allow the grandmother to send $75 extra because we know where you're putting that money because we're tracking everything you do anyways.
Yeah, with cameras too.
Oh, yeah.
No, and opening mail and saying, oh, good, mom, my mother now has $75 from grandma or $500 and this goes to Colleen and that goes to Jarrett. And so and my mom might be taking a little few on the top. Who knows? Like one time they took there was something my mom said with my brother, and then later with me, she was like, "Oh, well, we got this money, and I'm just letting you know, I put it to your freeloader debt." So blah blah blah, and I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, thank you, okay." Like, oh, I had I don't have money. Oh, okay. So grandma gave you $500, and then I just put that to your freeloader bill so we can get working on that. Okay. I was like, oh.
Do you think she had to do that for a quota she had to make? To
no
have CSP.
She wanted it to be okay that she was hanging out with me and getting these little times of approval to hang out with me, and to pay a part of my freeloader bill showed that I was working toward doing that. So
it made it seem like you were good.
That's what she wanted it. That's why she put the money there for that. Like all of our money, our uncle, I found out later, my uncle, her brother, my mom's brother, is so amazing at finances and literally does that as a job and does that as for business, like really good. And for him to know what really was happening with all this money that grandma gave to the rest of our family and to mom, and knowing that, you're going to give this money. Even if it was my mother dying money, any money going to my mother is going to be under the care of Scientology and the Sea Org. It has nothing to do with my mom's future. Nothing to do. No. It upsets me so much.
Did you talk to him later? Did you talk to this guy?
No.
You're talking about the finance dude?
No, my uncle. No, they won't really talk to me because they're
in the
connection. No, they're non-Scientologists. They're never ins, literally.
And they won't talk to you because why?
Because they know that if they start talking to me at all, then my mother, who's at Gold Base, Jeff knows this, she will immediately stop talking to them. She will have no communication to them. And they want that because they're actually closer, I guess, at this point to my mother, who they never see, than me, because I was never allowed to see them anyways. And that was all under the control of my mother and father.
And they're not Scientologists.
Yeah. No, never been in, but they kind of have figured out over the years how everything slowly, they themselves have been groomed into this idea that thinking it's okay to as an outsider, to let this slide and be normal in the world of even being not fully even ever having anything to do with Scientology, just being like, oh, well, I know the rules and Diana's told me the rules, so I need to abide by them because her mission to her is so important that we just want to make sure she's happy and good.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy cow.
Yeah, my mother learned the drill very early, and she knew that when she wrote to me, she could never write anything critical, and so she was very careful about that. And she knew what the rules were, and she played by them. And I was able to stay in touch with her because she wasn't an SP.
That is, Jeff, literally what is going on with my mother. Anybody that my mother speaks to is literally definitely hardcore Scientologists and or like on staff, like my aunt, Auntie Patricia, or which is my mom's sister, or they're like my cousins and stuff like that who know that I've obviously had a falling out with my parents because they don't bring me up or anything. And I used to be a rocker wild child. How's that rocker wild child of yours doing? And now they don't hear about me at all. So, you know, either they know and they're holding back, or they are abiding by Scientology's rules, even though they're not even at all Scientologists whatsoever. Yeah. And that to me is so fucking shitty. That means that look at us, our chances of being in society and hoping that the common, even your closest outsider friends and family members will support you. No, they have their own life and things going on, and they're not strong. They haven't been through what we've been through, and they don't have a reason to attack or disconnect, so to speak. If that makes any sense to the outside world.
What's your mom's name?
Diane. Her full name is, her full real name is Jessie Diane Mulholland Anderson.
Mulholland. Huh.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, real nice lady.
Before my mom is an amazing, one of the most sweetest, caring human beings when you are not attacking Scientology.
Yeah.
And does she look like you? Do you look like her?
She looks like, I look like her, obviously, because my mother can't look like me.
I know.
She created me. No. Yeah. But I would say I don't look like her because I purposely changed it. Because I mean, I have blonde hair. I do get my mom's sister. She has blonde hair, so I do get that nice blonde hair that it's so easy for me to look at my roots, not bleach my hair for a while, and then also just have really blonde roots. You know, I mean, blonde hair for a while because it just is fun. Like, because I don't have to bleach it too. I don't have like freaking Louis hair that's like dark and. You know, like mine's like light little, like Irish, whatever the heck, Sweden, whatever the frick mixture hound
Sweden.
I am.
It looks Swedish.
I would say that Laura
my mom has dark black hair like you, Louie, though. She does. And dark black eyebrows just like me. And you. Yeah. Right, Jeff? Yeah.
Yeah. And I've always said that Laura has her father's profile and her mother's eyes.
Wait, profile is that, right? What I did?
Yeah. That's
okay. Can you tell me if there's a big difference between either side really quick now that we're just everybody in I am not even saying hi to anybody in the chat. Hi guys. I'm so sorry I suck at being with you. Even though I know you're with us. Here's a question that I've not been. Hey, when is Jeff Hawkins' email address or a way to contact him? Thanks. That's from Kazari of hekati.com. Jeff, do you mind putting your email address out there? Or
yeah, I'd rather not.
Send it to me. Send it to me and I'll connect. No. I have your email, Jeff. Kazari, just send me a message or whatever it is that you want to get to Jeff, and I will connect you privately.
Good.
Thank you. Oops, sorry. Okay. Hi. Thank you guys for CC. Thank you for being here. Cornelius, Antonius, Pete Jensen. We love you guys. Thank you. We feel safe being here chit-chatting and being the way we are because you're here. And also, anybody can leave anytime they want. They can go to sleep and people can come in and join in. And when I get really tired or not really tired, just when I start to get tired, I'll sign off. But until then, don't feel feel that you need to stay here or anything, I love chit-chatting. It's Thanksgiving Day for me, and I'm thankful, and I want to be here to just chat and be fun and be me and be us. So whatever you guys feel, you go off and be your big cuties, or stay here and be your big cuties as well. That's all. Louis, you muted yourself, so that was not good. And
so cool.
Hawkins also muted, so that was very fun.
You're so cool. So, are you in your apartment right now?
What's that?
Are you in your apartment right now?
Yes, my studio apartment.
Oh, cool.
This is just like a little area that I've literally created. Like,
yeah.
This is my whole little backdrop nook. When you
It's
walk
so
in, you'll be like,
cool.
oh, this is your little, it's almost like I'm in a glow, like a little glow bubble. And then the rest of my apartment is my life. But like, this is like my little area of like, I need to get stuff done. I'm going to record. I'm going to do this and like bubble. Yeah.
So
That's
great.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, guys. So any more questions for the master? I was saying Master Jeffrey, because but anyways, too many more thankful days. This is from Dora X Laura. Hi, sweetie. Thank you. And I love your little kittens or box, like the kittens in your little icon. To many more thankful days from kind of chilly British Columbia, Canada. Keep rocking, y'all. Jeff, we are aging, but still freaking awesome. And don't forget about us. We are also aging. These young ones are going to be old, just like Jeffy. And Jeffy's not old because there are some old motherfuckers that are older than Jeffy at this moment that I love, that I'm like, we all die. You know that song? What's that song? Everything goes away in the end. What have we become? This empire that we've created of all these crazy things, it's a pile of dirt, of love, dirt creation. And life is amazing. And to be alive is cool. And to be alive and to not be living our authentic self and like being like fun and free, that sucks. So if you're feeling sucky and shitty, then you know why.
Yeah, as they say, nobody gets out of here alive, you know.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one too. Wow. Nobody gets out of here alive.
So, yeah.
What you waiting? What you waiting for? Tick tock, tick tock. You know how you can make a second slow down? By doing nothing.
Do you remember on clay table auditing? Did either of you get clay table auditing?
I think I got some, yeah.
There's one cognition that you have
some
on the clay table processing that you're supposed to realize, which is that you now have the power to control time. That's like your
That's really
ability.
the thing?
Yes.
That's really the thing?
Clay table processing. You have the ability to control time.
You know what, though? I think I
did
achieve that. I did achieve that during a clay demo one time. I'm not even kidding. Holy crap, I almost ruined my suppressive bong.
Suppressive bong.
I call it my suppressive bong. Who wants a hit from my suppressive bong? No, but there was a moment, Jeffy, there's going to be a day where we can email, where you could be, there you go, Jeff. Here you go. You got the bong?
Go through the smoke through the
Yeah,
internet.
you know, like Mila Jovovich in Fulfillment, where she's like chicken with an empty plate, and then she opens the microwave and it's like a whole dish and like gourmet chicken. She's like, thank you. This is me, like, oh, you want to, like, people are gonna be like, yo, are you joining that live chat? They're smoking weed and everything in there. I'm not kidding, bro. That's gonna be a thing. Oh, me, please. Hi, Jane. I love all you. Don't think I know Lone Dinosaur and all y'all aren't here. I know you sleepy butts. I love you all. There's still 250 people watching currently right now. So we are golden nuggets. And even if people weren't, guess what? People watch this shit later when they're washing their dishes and washing their ass and cleaning their clothes and making the mask.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. And it feels fucking amazing to show people what it feels like to be free every once in a while in this society. Hi, CC. You guys are great. We are here. That's what they said. We are here. 9 Inch Nails turned, reach out and touch faith. Oops, I forgot to plug the horn.
Were you ever allowed to listen to music in the Sea Org, Jeff, when you were in the Sea Org?
I had
Yeah, gold base and stuff or no?
Like while you were on post?
Not on
Yeah.
post.
You never wait, you love it. You like music, obviously.
Oh yeah.
So did you ever try to sneak the headphones or the new sound system? Oh, I'm just listening to LRH lecture or whatever. And like, you're really like jamming out to something else. Frank Sinatra.
If we were cleaning the place, and marketing, we were on the 3rd story of a building that didn't have a 3rd story. It was kind of under the roof. And they were trying to make it look arty because we were all artists. So, of course, you had to make it look arty. But it looked like a madhouse, this place where we were working. And it had magenta fluorescent lights all around the outside. And if you turned on the magenta lights and turned off all the other lights, it looked like a nightclub, you know? So sometimes we would just turn off all the lights, turn on the magenta lights, and crank up some tunes. And it was like being in a nightclub.
Bad boy.
I love that.
Yeah, that was fun. And outside of that, I had a car, and I had a stereo in my car. So
yeah, I was gonna say, how much, like, I mean, I don't know how many times you had the option to use your car. Like, I was gonna say legally, and that means like just in permission world of Scientology. Like, how many times were you allowed and why? And when you were in your car, isn't the first thing to play the cassette tape or turn on the radio?
Yeah, I had a CD player in my car, and I drove in every day and then drove home every night. So I would have the tunes blasting from my car stereo the whole time, you know. So that was fun.
I knew it.
And I think
so what do you mean? Do you remember right now a constant radio station right off the top of your head?
Oh, I wasn't listening. I was listening to CDs, not radio.
In your car, you had to
Love Line.
So that means wait before we get to K-Rock and all that. Hold on, Jeff. I have big questions right now. In your car where you felt safe, was there never a radio station that you were like, if I'm not listening to the CDs, I'm going to put this radio station on?
I never did that.
Okay. What CDs did you have in your car?
I had all kinds of things. I had.
But which ones? Because you don't have that much time to even take that many CDs out, Jeff, and put them back in. So what CD, like you only have 2 hours to drive right to LA. Wait, first answer the first question. Why were you were you allowed to go anywhere and how long? Which will answer us how much minutes you were allowed to listen to a CD in your car.
Well, I would drive home every night and then drive to the base every morning. So that was like 15 minutes there and 15 minutes back. So that
where was your home? You saying home? Where is that? Devonshire? Or
it was the Kirby Gardens.
Kirby Gardens. There we go. The Kirby. Yeah. Don't miss your bus. There's only one bus going to and fro the Kirby. The Kirby. Okay, sorry. I needed that.
I had a nice apartment that we shared with one other couple, and was there with my wife, my third wife, and that was like our refuge, you know.
Yeah.
So that was good.
Laura, did you know Penny Handy? She had a daughter. She was autistic. She was in the Sea Org. Her husband worked at CC Int. For a very long time. Penny Handy worked at ASHO, but she had a daughter who was a cadet for the longest time.
Do you? And her
I
name
don't
was
know her
Penny.
name.
Oh,
Penny
you're
was the
saying the
mother.
mother. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I would maybe know the daughter.
Yeah. Okay. I just thought of it. Sorry.
No. That's great.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
No, you can't hear any. You can't hear anything because I muted myself. I'm ridiculous.
Oh.
I muted
Well, that
myself
makes
to hear
sense.
you guys because I don't like background noises and stuff. But then I started talking and I forgot to take my mute off. I was like, yeah, I totally, yeah. Cece says I knew Penny Handy. Is it Handy or Hardy?
Yes, Handy.
And her daughter. And Cece is, I'm close with Cece, and she's right out here in the Mojave on the LA side. So she's only an hour and a half. We were, if it wasn't chilly, cold LA and then beautiful sunshine during the day, California nights, we were maybe going to go to the Red Rock Desert and do a fun thing. Anyway, Cece is awesome. She's been in the Sea Org. She has her daughters and her kids are in the Sea Org. And
wow.
She's an old timer. I hate to say that, Cece. You're an old timer.
How old is
Cece?
Cece?
Freaking badass. Cece is at least above her, like at least with Jeff Hawkins for sure. Not too much, but she's a badass because just like Jeff, like she's living her own life out, and she has her little RV adventurous life. Look at Cece's right here. My daughter and Penny's were both friends. Her name is Sally and a big sweetheart. Yes. Hi, Cece. Good girl. Well, there you go.
She always needed special attention, Sally did, and Penny was never allowed to give it to her. I remember working with Penny, and Penny used to drive me from CCN to the Pac Base because I lived at CCN for a little while. Reminded me of this music thing in the car. And so she had this daughter, Sally.
Wait, Cece also. Sorry, I don't know.
You're fine.
Cece also just said she's 71.
Oh, I beat her there. I'm 77.
Lucky Jeffy. Nice try, Cece. Jeffy's got you beat.
So Sally, she never got the attention she needed. And in the Sea Org, Penny and her husband were not allowed to give it to her. I just remember that. That's a whole story in itself.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What do you mean not allowed to give it to her?
Sally would have these some kind of panic situations, and Penny was not allowed to go to her because she was supervising in a course room. She could never leave her course room. So she couldn't go and help her and take care of her when Sally was having these
because she was a supervisor
needs,
or something like
when
that?
she had needs.
She was
What's
like
that?
a supervisor. She was supervisor or something.
Yeah, she was a Pro TR supervisor and a course supervisor at ASHO. And so she was always a supervisor. So she could never take care of Sally, who had these just any child, but Sally had special needs, I believe.
That sucks. I'm sure. I mean, yeah. And they don't, for people who there's no respect, there's no understanding, there's no care, there's no path, there's no anything for anybody with special needs or anybody with autism or anybody. There's literally you are actually considered the opposite. You're considered the worst. You're in Scientology world. You're considered a waste of time and space. Like the way that you're going to ever be helpful is going to be so time consuming for other people to finally get you to do that thing or whatever it is that they need you to conform to, because autism isn't just like a controlled thing. So they're like trying to conform this like autism right into but anyways, not just autism, it's any mental, it's anything just like literally not the way that you happily were blessed with all of your bright minds and body and whatever. They say that you're a degraded being. You are lower than the average Satan. In In fact, you came here to be a problem for other people in the world. So you're you're just a permanent ball of aberration and an auditing, unlimited auditing. Like, am I saying this right, guys? You know how to address.
That's exactly
You're way better. What would
anything that was not Scientology was not able. Anyone that did not actually make gains with Scientology is considered, they are themselves at their core bad, or they have no case gain. I don't even know how to explain it.
No case gain. They've also done something in another lifetime that caused them to be the aberrated person body that they are today.
Right. Exactly.
So there's no, and the crazy thing is, like, there's so many beautiful autistic people that have so much intensely insane, intelligent, advantage, like advanced knowledge and knowing, like, than most of the average human beings on earth. And we're not, and they never talk about that in Scientology as being a valid or even as a positive thing in that world. They don't even bring that part up. They just say,
even if they don't
too
have
much
that
to handle, they're not a body that can just do the job that we need done.
Right. And even if the person,
they're incapable. Sorry, they say I'm just remembering things. They say they're incapable. And they say, what is that thing about the auditors? You're here and you're a Scientologist. We're going to make you into an expert auditor. We're not here for dilettantes. And basically, like, they're,
attempt, that whole thing.
Sorry, Jeff, I cut you off again. Go ahead.
The KSW, or we're going to make you competent or die in the attempt or something like that. It's like you're gonna conform to us and do what we say, or you're gonna die.
And the auditor thing, like, you're here. No, but isn't there that ethics? There's this, like, you're here and you're a Scientologist. Now we're going to make you into an expert auditor. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, there's a whole thing of, like, there's no dilettantes. I forget what it is. Everybody who knows the SPTV world or was ever in it knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally. Tom Cruise was always all about that. And
you're right. That's where Tom Cruise gets that weird, exactly, where he thinks it's normal to be like, you're glib to, like, random actresses or whatever. Like, you're glib. It's like, no, that doesn't work in the outside world. That literally, like, that's a Scientology thing.
Condescending. It's
belittling. I know something more than you, and shut your mouth, even though you don't know what you don't know, because we'll talk about that separately.
Exactly.
Crazy.
So wasn't Jet Travolta? Didn't he have special needs?
Yes. Yeah.
So here's what I think about
I knew
John
Jet Travolta and Ella.
Here's why I think that John Travolta is still a Scientologist. He believes that when Jet passed away, only with the power of Scientology could he help Jet get to a new body and then help him take care of that body, because he has this telepathic powers. I know that OTs think that they have these telepathic powers to, like, go to a hospital and tell a Phaeton.
But Louis, what do you know about John Travolta? In terms of Scientology,
he's OT. He's OT. He's
but
OT5.
Okay. His wife?
Huh?
His wife, Kelly?
Yes.
Or wife?
She's passed away.
OT7. Kelly was on OT7 at the advanced organization.
So they can control
when
things.
I would be babysitting her, Ella, when I would be babysit Ella while she was in session, and John was right there saying, "Oh, good, you're gonna babysit Ella. Oh, thank you so much." And I was like, "Of course, she's so beautiful. What a great child!" Like, she was like a little like an older toddler, so cute. I was like, "Oh, I'll play with her in the jacuzzi, in the sandcastle," And trust me, trust all of us. Security's watching every move I'm making with all of their cameras that are built. So it's not like I'm like, not only will I be safe, even if I do something wrong, because I'm so fun and great anyway, so that probably won't happen. But even if I were to do something non-Scientology, and they know there's cameras everywhere. So if anything, if the baby falls in the pool, did he slip? Nope, there's none of that. Like, I'm aware of it all. And so they think, wow, look at this capable, able person. And then talk about Jeff Hawkins. This is a crazy interaction. I just remember this. I remember telling John Travolta, so Preston Kelly was trying to be like, okay, so they were like arranging their schedules of going in session and stuff. She's like, okay, so who? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm here if you guys need to do that. Like, whatever doesn't work for one of you, we have somebody. So not are they only making it very easy for once, like you can barely get a babysitter that you could trust sometimes, you know what I mean, for kids. But to already have that established as a AO Sandcastle, and trust me, the C organization CMO does programs to find out what are the stops for celebrities not coming to the AO, and one of this was who takes care of the kids while we're in session, and da 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 da. So they just had people, and I was one of the caregivers that would take care of just for even the 15 or 20 minutes. It depends. Because the OT7, Kelly was going in session, they only had these short kind of sessions. I remember that. A bunch of sessions, but short. So I was like, okay, she'll be out soon. And then I could just go back to cleaning the public areas and, scrubbing the toilets. So crazy. But so one of the things is that Jet, their son definitely had autism, definitely had special needs and everything, but they're not confronting that. Even their parents don't address this way at the time, whether John Travolta has learned a whole nother thing now. I was going to remind me going back to the autism thing, but Jeff, what I was going to say to you is that I told John Travolta at that moment, when they were arranging their auditing session, Kelly, Bubs, my cat's in heat and she's fucking driving me nuts with her vocals. Like, I'm like, okay, at some points just go at it, but right now, no.
So you're arranging the room.
Okay,
you're arranging the room, the auditing.
Don't worry. No, I'm saying I'm going to take care of your kid. I'm going to go out to the pool. You guys have fun. And John, don't worry. Go in session. And Kelly, go in session. And then I said, John, and he was like, thank you so much. You're so sweet. And I said, by the way, I know. And so I don't know why I did this. It was so not okay. But I said, by the way, you know my mom. And he was like, oh, do I? Like, he's so sweet. And I said, well, not. And like, I was like, you know each other from high school or something. And he was like, who's your mom? And I was like, Diane Anderson. I was like, she went by Jessie Diane Anderson, Mulholland. And he was like, oh my God. And it was so cute. Like, they were friends, like, or that they had known each other. And my mom, I don't care what she said, I saw as a child that she always had some sort of crush or something with John Travolta.
Wow. Go back to the autism. That was freaking loved it.
And when the gay thing came out about John, by the way, even publicly, my mom was very almost like, oh, she believed it, but she was just like, Tom Cruise is really, really like her crush for John Travolta just went away, I guess. Anywho, what were you saying? Okay, so back to the autism thing is just there. I had that little moment, but I finally told him, like, hey, I'm the daughter of the friend that you were friends with in high school, and my mom has pictures of you guys. I have pictures in my photo album of my mom and you as young, and they both had similar haircuts, curly on the top, kind of like, so weird.
What if he's your dad? What if he's really your dad? John Travolta.
I really thought that, and I made a joke about that. I think I made a joke about that to my brother, and we were drinking or something, and it like wasn't a joke. He was like, that's not funny. Because we could tell that my mom really had this affection for John Travolta. She was like, I love you, Phil, but I like John Travolta just a little below you, but you're there. He was like, okay.
Yeah, I think a lot of couples do that.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. That's so cute.
Yeah.
So the autistic, you were talking about autism with
Oh
Jet.
yeah, so I definitely knew with Jet, he couldn't get like auditing normal. Like I couldn't, like I could give Ella locational. Even it was the weird thing. Like even though I was babysitting Ella, even for that hour or whatever it was, and go bring her to the, oh, you want to play with the water and the jacuzzi? Oh, we play with the butterfly. I was kind of doing this locational thing with her. Like I would be like, can you touch that butterfly? Oh, no. Ah. So I feel like even though you would find that as a normal babysitting thing, it's very awkward to have airspace. It's very, so to speak, it's very awkward to have a time where the child's not doing something. You got to keep them occupied because otherwise they might cry and have an emotion because they're uncomfortable.
Oh, wow. So Jet, you were taking care of Jet, and so I was saying this thing about John Travolta being stuck in Scientology because he thinks he can control Thetans, and you know,
I don't
he's
believe that. I don't believe that John Travolta stuck in Scientology. I think he has a choice to let the world know. Yes, there's probably times I was flirting or doing sexual stuff with boys that were teen, maybe 18, or I don't know. Maybe, maybe he's got his own garbage and that he's gay and bisexual or whatever. Like, honestly, who gives a flying fuck? Like, nobody actually cares about that.
right.
Nobody
Like,
cares.
nobody cares. Like nobody would care, John Travolta, if you came out and told the whole world. But what we would care about is if you were manipulating underage boys and things or underage anybody. Yeah, that would be an issue. So it does make sense if you're not speaking out and like fighting against Scientology. Because that's exactly what Scientology does, is it gives you a space to be able to get all that off. But if you ever leave, you're screwed.
Yeah. Mic drop.
No, and like think about that. For reals, everybody. Like that's the real reason why these big celebrities do not come out and strongly slam the hammer down on Scientology.
That's why any Scientologist doesn't.
Literally any.
When you think about it, Scientology is so obviously corrupt that Scientologists, they know something's wrong. When my brother was in Scientology after I got out and I started telling him things that were going on at the end base, he said, I knew that there was something wrong, but I didn't know what it was. And I think a lot of Scientologists know that there's something wrong with Scientology, but they are not going to reform the church from within. They can't, because they're all afraid of management and afraid of the ethics officer and afraid of this and afraid of that. So they can never reform from within. It's got to be the people outside who reform the church,
Yeah.
Us.
Do you know
basically.
Chris Hawkins? Are you
don't know
related to
Chris.
Chris Hawkins? There was one that went to Delphi in the 90s. You live in Portland, right?
I live in Portland, yeah, and I don't
Okay.
know a Chris.
Okay. Just wondering. Have you been to the Delphi organ? You're on mute, Lara.
I've been to Sheridan, but I've never been to the Delphi campus.
Oh, okay.
I've been to Sheridan and I've seen it up on the hill.
Yeah.
But I've never visited there. Probably I should drop in on them and see how they're doing,
Yeah, when they have like a parents' weekend.
Yeah.
Just go up there with a camera.
Yeah, just drop in and see how they're doing,
See how they're doing, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I keep tabs on the local org. Yeah. So
So like what do you mean for what? Keeping tabs?
Well, I whenever I'm downtown, I generally walk past the org and just check it out, and it's always empty. There's nobody in there.
I mean, because I do the same. I do the same for the LA. I drive by, I see Odo standing out there. Actually, the other day I saw him like laughing with somebody. Like it was very cute. I was like, "Oh, good, Odo's laughing." In a
Good for
moment, I was
him.
like, "Oh, good, he's having a cute little laugh." I just
Yeah,
felt like,
yeah.
I mean, we know how that is. It was probably him driving by somebody like, "Hey, get to work." Like that's a joke to us.
Yeah.
He's
His
like,
dad is
"Hey."
a class 9, works at ILO. Did you know him? Odo's
I
dad?
didn't know. I only know Odo literally because of his sister Clarissa.
Okay, yeah, I knew. I didn't. I mean, I knew of her. So his dad is a class 9.
And they have a sister named Felicia Huber. They're like half
Yeah.
sisters or whatever, but I don't even see them as that. I just see as Clarissa and Flea as sisters. And then Clarissa married Ethan. Anyways, that's a whole nother Scientology thing that now they're not, and they're all their own thing. And I'm just like, that's why I was shouting out at the protest, like, "Hey, Odo, Clarissa and Ethan would love to go fishing with you." And then I was like, "There's a lot of hot girls out here who would think you're super cute. They'll have kids. You can have kids out here tomorrow if you want. Don't think that your life has to be the Sea Org." I was like, "It's very easy to blow. A lot of people would
Just
support
walk
you."
across the
He
street.
was literally there. I don't know what they were telling him on the camera. Like eventually he had to leave. Eventually they had him leave, and then they put somebody else out there. He was like older, that had a beard, that was like an older Odo. And I was like, "Nah, it's not Odo. Where did Odo go?" Yeah.
See Odo.
But it just
I
sucks. Like how even us doing all these things and even talking about all this and stuff, we're just learning ways to start to, yeah, we understand, like, "Oh, be sensitive." No, because sometimes a "wah" kind of wakes somebody up a little bit, like when you throw
Yeah.
information in their face.
Exactly.
Or when
yeah.
they
Yeah.
see a loving Laura Megan Anderson screaming like psycho bitch saying "fuck Scientology." Like
Yeah.
that's probably gonna get them to go, "Whoa, was that I get off of what?" Good,
They were
good.
probably
Shake
freaking
your walls.
entertained.
Because how
Yeah.
else is the government and society helping us to do anything else otherwise? Like, no, we were in it. We know how it is. We know what to say. We know the emotions to feel and act. Whether you
Yeah.
like it or not, we don't give a fuck. Whether the world likes it or not, we want to help people to know that it is horrible to have this permanent wall of a belief of Scientology that cannot be penetrated no matter what. Because
Yeah.
if you do, you will show and expose the corruptness and the manipulation and control of Scientology in all of its forms.
Yeah.
So they keep this permanent, and they call it PR. They call it, it's the greatest good. They call it,
Yeah.
the WOG world. They don't know better. They call it fuck the justice system. They call it this. They call it all that. We
Yeah.
have the higher technology.
We
have
have
the
all the
OT
answers.
levels. We have all. So that's the barrier you're dealing with. And it's never going to go away for a Scientologist until we talk about this and we scream things out and we feel and we act the way we want to fucking be.
Did
Yeah.
you
So
ever
that
meet
they
the
can
angry
reflect.
big gay Pope? Did you
In
ever
a
meet the
theater, waving hey at us. Oh my god, that's a. And then at the CC Celebrity Center protest that we did
Yeah.
not too long ago, he had a friend out there who who
Nathaniel?
was, I don't remember, but he was super cool, and he was like, "Hey, yeah, I'm here with in honor," and it was just really good. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's cool.
Whenever I'm in LA, I go by the complex and just walk around just to see if there's anybody.
Oh, you
that
probably
I...
freak them out. That's
Oh,
funny.
absolutely.
They're like,
down
Jeff
there.
Hawkins is here, SP,
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
duper SP from
bring
the
out the
fucking
guns.
80s.
Grandpa SP.
Yeah.
Jeffy, let's get you. OMG. Bubs, no yelling right now.
Grandpa SP.
Yeah, I'm writing this down. Why don't I have a pen right here? Because I thought I was like, nope, I have everything squared away.
Shunka
I'm just gonna be.
Bacon. I drive by the org here in Albuquerque every Monday talking my daughter to therapy, and I've never seen more than 2 cars there at a time ever.
It's empty.
It's always been empty. Even when I was a supervisor, I used to go on tours to all these different organizations in the States from ASHO, and they were all super empty. And this was in the mid 2005 to 2012.
They're always empty. But a couple of years ago, I was down there, and I've got a couple of old college buddies that live quite near the complex. So I stopped by and I was just walking around the Big Blue complex there. And I saw these two young women walking towards me. And they had been in the marketing area. I'd worked with both of them for years. It was Samantha Powell and Manuela Spencer. And I had worked with these two young women for years. We were good friends. And so they saw me coming towards them and they're like, Jeff. And they run up, we all hug.
Oh,
they had
cool.
no idea that I was out of Scientology, you know? They said, what are you doing these days? And I said, well, I have a graphic design studio up in Portland. I live up in Portland now. And they said, oh, are you down here for services? And I said, no, you don't want to go there. And then I could see out of the corner of my eye, I could see the security guard running towards us full tilt.
Oh,
and he gets there and he's like, Manu, Sammy, you can't talk to him. You can't talk to him. He hustled me away and hustled them away. And but I often wonder what they thought of that whole encounter, you know?
They probably thought you were a freaking SP and you almost ruined their entire bridge.
I know. I almost canceled out all of their auditing gains.
Case gain.
Yeah.
You probably totally made them potential trouble sources for months.
Did you see the last one that Shanka Bacon said? The org here is behind a gas station in like a little old insurance office.
Yeah, that's
and from cult to living freely, org behind had station. They don't have enough staff or members to have a big building.
Yeah, it's true. And even the orgs that have moved into bigger buildings, they don't have the staff or the public to fill up that bigger building.
Yeah, it's actually better for them to buy a little thing like, oh, it's just a little mission, and we're gonna call it a little org. But it's like it almost looks like a hostel or like a weird a religion, like that's creepy, like a religious hostel with like, I don't know about that.
When I first got into Scientology, I went down to the LA org, which was down on 9th Street downtown. And they had a big old craftsman house, 2-story craftsman house. And I went in there and the place...
Wait, 9th Street and what?
9th and...
You're talking about Seattle or Portland?
No, LA.
You're talking about downtown LA. Okay, 9th Street and what? That's what I was like.
Near MacArthur Park. I don't remember the cross.
What?
Street,
oh, okay. Yes,
I
know exactly where you... Yep.
A couple of blocks from MacArthur Park. And they had a 2-story craftsman house, and I went in, and there were hundreds of people sitting around and talking and laughing and blah, blah. I mean, the place was just wall-to-wall people, you know? And
but they weren't all Scientologists, right? It was like some other event or something, or what?
No, they were all Scientologists, all there for...
At the time, like slightly interested or doing something or whatever? Like a course or something, auditing or dedicated.
They were all there.
That's impressive. So you were there where an actual time where a lot of people showed up where they were not like regged or demanded they have to be there at this event.
They were all there because they were happy to be there, and they were all just talking.
What year was this in again? Sorry, let's
remind everybody. 1968, early 68.
Okay, that makes sense.
And Scientology was a big deal at that time because the whole hippie movement of the late 60s had just kind of transitioned into spiritualism, and everybody was into spiritual subjects, you know, like meditation or this or that, or studying Buddhism. I mean,
and marijuana. Come on.
Yeah, well, and I think it was because of marijuana and LSD that people kind of were going, wow, isn't there something more? Isn't there something more to life? So everybody was kind of getting into this thing of like, oh, I've got to get into some spiritualism. I've got to get into Buddhism or
which is
this or
why I
that.
think like the e-meter and science and religion at that time in the 50s and 60s was so, oh, this is a new thing. We got to try it.
Yeah. And it was just booming at that time because they were riding the crest.
Because you made it boom. Books make booms, Jeff.
Well, that was later. But at that time, it was just the cultural wave. They caught the cultural wave, and they just went zoom, you know. And they were.
But that's what I mean. But what I'm saying, you're saying they caught the cultural wave. No, L. Ron Hubbard established this Scientology thing called Dianetics at the time into this thing where he was like, this is going to be good. I mean, obviously he's not thinking, he's literally masterminding his own manipulative shit at the time. But what I'm saying is in the long run, he's going, look what I'm about to start. I'm about to start my own religion because I started getting this following off of this sci-fi writing that I have to demand that I must do. And then I started doing psychedelics and mush. And now I can work with black magic and Aleister Crowley. And like, he just went on this whole motherfucking thing. And he's going to call it Scientology and not tell anybody that that's the actual journey he went on.
Sure. Yeah. And it was tremendously
appealing. I slept with pygmies in Mongolia. Like, fucking shut the fuck up, you liar. Like, how many times did you have to listen to that fucking the tape, My Philosophy by L. Ron Hubbard? The subject of philosophy is very ancient. The word means the love, study, or pursuit of wisdom or of knowledge of things and their causes, whether theoretical or practical. All we know of science or of religion comes from philosophy. It lies behind and above all other knowledge we have or use.
I like that you change your accent at the end.
Because I remember he's saying it in an English accent.
Yeah.
Anyways, isn't that crazy? Like these are, and remember, the video. What's the other video with Mr. Hitchman?
Yes.
So that's another one. Let me do it really quick.
Good.
Remember, because the video even starts kind of editing weird, like Mr. Hubbard. It just starts off like really fast, like that. Mr. Hubbard, and it's Mr. Hitchman, Tony Hitchman.
Yeah.
Why do I have all this information about something so stupid? Here we go. I'm so glad you guys are my friends and you're still here with us. We love you. Yes, I'm gonna do it. Here we go. Mr. Hubbard, many millions. Okay, wait, guys. If you're in the chat, if you look away and don't look at my face, okay. If you hear, and same with you, Hawkins, and all you SPTV
I'm looking at right at your face.
Okay, but still, listen to the vocal of how I do it, because I totally change into his voice.
I'm listening.
Okay, ready? And gross L. Ron Hubbard's voice. Okay, here we go.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Hubbard, many millions of words have been said and written about Scientology, but there's still many doubt in many people's minds as to exactly what it is. What is Scientology and how would you describe it?
Well, Mr.
Hitchman, you've just asked a question like what are the contents of the Encyclopedia Britannica answered in one word? Well, Mr. Hubbard, this seems like a very wide-ranging subject. And if we could just begin at the beginning, how about we begin at the beginning? How did you get into Scientology? How did it all start? Well, Mr. Hubbard, that's a fairly large subject. I can't anymore. But right, Jeff? Isn't that crazy that even you were like, oh, now you're remembering?
Yeah. Totally.
In the same, but like, why? And then like the definition of a team, Jeff, Hawkins, you know the definition of a team?
The team.
I'm
no,
sure
Louis.
Team as a tennis.
Louis, we don't need your professional. I'm going to mute you for the only time I've ever muted Louis because he can't help himself. Jeff, go. I want to see what you remember right off the bat. What's the definition of a team?
I
can do it with you. Is that rude? Should I unmute Louis?
I know you can do it. Because I've heard you do it.
Wait, can I just tell you the first things and then maybe it will trigger your brain?
Yeah, it might.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
A team has a tendency
to know what the team members are doing and thinking, something like that.
That's right. And coordinates.
Therewith.
That is the definition
of a team.
It is
people who something.
Cooperate one with another.
And they usually get along great.
Yeah.
Right?
Now.
Except not in
There's
Scientology.
more. There's more about
no, wait. Now, the trick is, remember that? Or did you not go that far, Jeff? So the next thing would be
sure
now, try we be drilling. Now, the trick is to be an individual and be a member of the team at the same time. The only way one solves that is to come up tone until he can do it. LRH.
There we go.
Hip, hip, hooray. Hip, hip, hooray.
I'm sure there are many things that I could recite verbatim, but I try to forget them.
Knowledge reports? No, I'm sure you're trying. I'm just saying it. And you know what?
It's
Maybe
funny.
stop trying to forget. Just be like, yes, I have all this information. Because like, don't make me pull up that cute comment that somebody said, like, congratulations. They're like, comment. No, they said question. JK just wanted to say, Jeff, how does it feel to be so smart and knowledgeable?
And see, I'm just an idiot like anybody else. So
I am offended that you said that, but that is such a smart thing to say.
You were in the room with L. Ron Hubbard. You've been blessed and cleared.
Yes.
Okay. Hey, if y'all have any quick L. Ron Hubbard questions in terms of anything that maybe me and Louis just didn't bring up for Hawkins. Wait, Hawkins, in this time that you were kind of just a small time dealing with, or, oh my God, I'm on these lines of L. Ron Hubbard.
Yes.
Were there any younger kids like that you like, oh, these are definite messengers of L. Ron Hubbard?
I dealt with the messengers all the time.
Wow. I can't believe we didn't even talk about this.
Yeah,
because also, wait, I want to, maybe you're going to say it, but if this is not what you're going to say, you actually, no matter your position anywhere in the organization, you are not allowed to talk to L. Ron Hubbard unless you were a messenger. You would tell the messenger the thing that, and then if it was urgent, that messenger would immediately obviously know and send it right to. So it was rare that Jeff even had any interaction with L. Ron Hubbard. You see what I mean? Well, and it's also, I can't believe I mean, it's not stupid of me to have asked the question, hey, weren't there messengers running around? Of course there were, because L. Ron Hubbard, whether people want to say it or not, loved the attention of young boys and women and ladies, as he would call them, and adults and thetans around him all the time. It made him feel good about whatever knowledge and manipulative black magic tactics he was putting together to form this thing called Scientology.
They're young kids, the messengers, right?
Yes, to make people feel teenagers. Like, hey, and they have the most energy. We have so much energy when we're young. We're learning life. We're literally, life is so beautiful. Life is a gift, but our world has been really teaching people that it's okay to manipulate other people's human being reactions, emotions, love, life, their future. Like, no, the way they think, like, no, that's not your right.
Yeah. Well,
we're going to talk about God. That's God's right. You know what I mean? Like, you have no say in that. There's no judgment. I'm going on a roll. Sorry, Jeff.
Jeff's talking about the messengers.
I was designing brochures at the time, and I would send them up to him and say, this is the design for the brochure. And then he would send the messengers back, and he would say, well, the pictures are too crowded in the center. You have to space them out more. And he would give all this, advice about how I should design this thing. And it was quite often there'd be a dozen trips back and forth to get the things sorted out. And so in that way, I was having daily conversations with him via the messengers. but the
But there's actually policy. I was in CMO, so now I've read these policies and these only to CMO messenger policies. I don't know what else they were called, something else, but I can't remember. And they specifically, I don't know what it was. There was specifically a thing about young messengers being the ideal Commodore, L. Ron Hubbard, even for Dave Miscavige, young, energetic, good-looking examples like that haven't
Like
been spoiled or aberrated by the world.
Yeah, like the film.
Get them young.
Beingness.
But like Jeff, I mean, like, this is going to be a weird question maybe for you, but like, isn't it weird? Wouldn't you feel weird even if somebody, like, maybe actually these kids would address you as a coach or something, like, for reals? That's like, there's a difference between L. Ron Hubbard, like, coaching these kids when he's the one being like, I specifically want this type of energy around me. I don't know. Like, I want these, and I want them to not be children. I want them to know that they're adults and they're on a mission and they're saving the world. And these are going to be the future positions and the establishments for the future kids of Scientology. My policies and like Janice telling me her stories and of how everything was just being established as it's going.
Yeah. No, I always got along well with the messengers. They were very businesslike, and it was drilled into us that whatever you say to a messenger, you are saying to Hubbard. And whatever the message.
And we would read stuff about that. We would be like, in CMO, we would read the policies, whatever it was, direct CMO message. I forget what they were called. Anyways, but they would be like, you need to hold your, like when you're running a program for Flag Crew, you need to run it like L. Ron Hubbard. You're being sent by L. Ron Hubbard's. Like, so even when I write a program for Flag Crew, the standard needs to be like L. Ron Hubbard wrote this program. And I was trained enough to be able to bring it to write this program for you as a CMO messenger to get, and the fucking crazy fucking shit is it works. Like, the kid, we would come up, we'd be like, why isn't the kitchen working? Oh, the spatulas, these 4 fucking grills aren't working and the whole kitchen's slow, so they're only using one, but they're almost getting the whole thing done on one grill. What? Why are we not opening up all these grills? Oh, it's taking up too much gas. What? Like, anyways, it's crazy.
Yeah.
And I would be like, in the long run, being like, Scientology makes billions of dollars. Money isn't an issue. Why are we not putting gas in those fucking stoves? The more the gas is on, the more people will come. And that's even there was, you remember this, Jeff, where they had this, if you have it ready and people will come and they will fill if it's available, the rooms will fill.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they got
and they
that
will
up.
come. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, the weirdest thing was if you were asleep in your bunk and the messenger had to get an answer out of you. And so you would just be sleeping like this, and the bunk above you is like right there. So if you sat up suddenly, you would just bang your head.
Oh my God, that happened so many times. I mean, I wasn't on the different bunk beds, but same scenario. Yeah.
So the messengers were trained to put a hand on your chest like that. And then they would just say into your ear, the Commodore wants to know, whatever it was.
So the young children were touching the people?
Well, just
L. Ron Hubbard was like, do it to me. I got to make sure you're doing this right.
Anyway, you would be dead asleep and you would feel this little hand go like this. And then this voice in your ear goes, the Commodore wants to know. And they would have a question. And so you had to come out of a dead sleep and answer. And it was just so weird.
How many times did that happen to you?
Oh, probably a dozen times. Yeah.
Did you ever see anyone get thrown overboard?
Oh, yeah.
Into the water as a punishment?
Yeah, it happened on the Apollo all the time. And then when I was on the Athena, they did that as well.
And you
And it
saw
was
L. Ron
no
Hubbard do it, or did you see like other people get
other.
ordered?
It would be the master at arms who would do it usually, and it was no joke because you were being thrown into harbor water, and if you've
Yeah.
ever been in a harbor, the harbor water is not clean. There's oil slicks on it. There's garbage. There's all kinds of stuff. It's just a horrible body of water to be thrown in.
And so, did you ever get thrown overboard?
I never did, for whatever reason.
Did you ever ask anyone after they were thrown overboard, like what happened to them, or like anything about what it was like, or did you just not think to ask them because you're in the Sea Org?
I mean, yeah, that's among the questions that you don't ask.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
if the person couldn't swim, then there was always a swimmer in the water to help them out. It wasn't, oh, you can't swim. Well, tough luck. Here you go into the water. If somebody was thrown overboard and they didn't know how to swim,
It was almost like your own aberration. That's your own aberration. Get over it.
Well, but
Yeah.
they would have a swimmer in the water ready to help them back on board.
Still in the
So-
nasty ass water. So the other person was punished too.
In essence, yeah. In essence.
The whole thing, and then they were humiliating them in front of everyone. That was the
Yeah,
thing.
it was the humiliation that was important.
I have a question that's random now that you said a humiliation shit. Did they start the dunking the cold water early in the morning, or did they do that in the ship, like as like on the Apollo or something, Jeff? Like, do you
On the
ever
Apollo.
did you see
Yeah.
that happening on the Apollo, that they would slam somebody like a bucket of ice cold water on their head if they were out of uniform or whatever the fuck?
No, they'd throw them over the railing.
Oh, and it was ice cold water.
Yeah.
So that's where it came from. Oh my God, that's where it came from. Why
Damn.
it's okay
Yeah.
to throw ice cold water on somebody.
Yeah,
we
I
can't.
actually saw
If
that.
we're
like,
if
in
we're
the-
children in Hemet, California, desert, there's no freaking ice cold water in the middle of fucking desert heat. So what are they gonna do? They're gonna give us an ice cold bucket of water to slosh over in front of everybody to humiliate it. But that's the thing is,
It was the humiliation. Yeah.
and a bucket of ice. Oh my God, somebody did that to me, and they said, and the bucket of ice wasn't even enough. We should throw you in the pool next time. But saying right now because it was freezing cold in the
man.
morning.
Yeah. At the Ent base.
At the Ant Ranch.
Yeah, at the Ent base, we were thrown into the lake.
Yes. Yep. And
Which
I knew
was-
about that.
And that was really cold, particularly in the
No,
winter.
it's not really. It's the same temperature as the pool. 10 minutes away at the Ant Ranch base. It's literally it's freezing. It's literally the top part of the pool, the chlorine pool, would be iced. So to be in there would literally be cold. Like you would jump through, sure, it'd be a little slushy, but you're in ice slushy water.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting cold thinking about it. It's not even hot here.
And you've got a overalls on or something like that.
Yeah, your uniform or your jeans or the khaki shorts or whatever it is, whatever your uniform is, that's also plunging, holding you.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't.
The
I'm
lake,
frozen.
The lake at the Ent base had leeches in it.
This is absolutely true. It's not a joke. It's 100% true.
Yeah, they were tiny, but they were leeches.
Yeah.
So when you got out of the lake, you had to pick all the leeches off your body.
Mm-hmm.
That's nasty.
Yeah.
It's a true thing.
We had Rats Alley at PAC. You know, you had to clean the galley where all the rats were or something. And then the ceilings. And then a lot of Dishland.
Yeah.
And then I did observe people in the call center dumping water on like an executive's head who didn't make their quota. So they bring up like Andrea Butterworth up there in front of everyone, and Tim Burke would dump a bucket of water on her head just to humiliate her.
Yeah. Yep.
They still do it.
Yeah, it was all about humiliation. Yeah.
Jeff, I'm giving you some hair. Do you need some of that, Jeffy? How about you, Louie? You want some
I'll
blonde?
take it. Mail it to me.
Oh my God, I really should.
Put it in my ear.
No,
like
my
this.
hair is good luck. Actually, I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to mail you guys some of my hair.
I could use some good luck.
This is real good luck for reals.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take it.
Great luck.
I'll send it to you guys with the new merchandise. Can I? I think I showed you, but Jeffy, I'm getting you a sweater. Everybody's in Thanksgiving life, you know, so they're like, okay, Laura, but the sales are so cool. Oh, by the way, but look, isn't my hair much better once I just chop that? Oh, it's like I don't have to. Oh, except for that one right there. Okay, there.
Your hair is perfect. It looks amazing.
There, boom.
Yeah.
But now it's
right.
more. Look, like I just chopped it, and now it feels more. Anyhow. Okay, good.
It looks super cute.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, golden nuggets. It's 8 p.m., guys. We did a rockin' job on this little SPTV style
Oh,
chit chat.
yeah. It's been a nice long talk. Yeah.
Oh, what a great time to have been doing this with all of our friends and to have the SPTV community like chilling with us and just like all of us being here for each other in so many ways and so many healing ways and clarity and answering questions on so many different levels and spectrums and platforms. Yeah, so cool. I love you guys so much. We love you all. Is there anything else you guys want to say before the leeches
end this session?
The leeches were just BTs that you could see. That's literally kind of what BTs look like to me. Leeches that look kind of like when you say ghosts, I feel like they're white leeches.
That's nasty.
Yeah, they were little tiny white leeches. They were awful.
That sounds gross.
Gross. All right, my sweet angel guys. I love you guys so much. All y'all in the chat, listening, watching, supporting. I want to thank Dylan. I want to thank my friend Valerie for jumping in. I want to thank, come on, help me out, guys. Liz. I want to thank.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
There you go, Jeff. Thank you, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Happy Thanksgiving, Jeff. Happy Thanksgiving, PTS for life, Jeff. And then happy Thanksgiving, Louie, and you and your girlfriend, and Jeff, you and your family. I love you guys so much. Everybody who was
you and
here
your
tonight.
cat.
Yeah, should I have them come up
and your hair?
Yes. Now that it's fresh and cut, I feel like I got rid of whatever negative
it's like
leftovers.
It's your own pet. It's so like.
Let's see if my child will come to me. Are you guys ready? Let's see. Foxy. Where's my Foxy girl? You want to say bye to everybody, Fox? Foxy, come say bye. Oh, look at there's the other Laura doll hanging out. Fox, come say bye-bye. Guys, go and say bye-bye to the hi. Oh, you did. Oh, she hi.
Oh.
You wake up from the nap. Oh, look.
That's an SP doggy right there.
Yeah, she's a good girl. She's a good girl. Okay. She's like, I'm done. Bye. Okay, good guys. We love you so much. I forgot that I actually do an outro and I never do it, which is the outro. Anyways. Love you all. I mean, I always do it. I just sometimes forget to do it. And I'm just like, okay, bye. Oops. So sorry. Thank you. Bye, guys. Retired. Peace, loves. Yes. Great night. What a blessing. You guys are amazing. Thank you, SPTV. You guys in the community having your SPTV channels rock. Come say hi again. We can't wait to do this again and again and again and again. Okay, bye.
Somebody is searching for the right child. Somebody is telling you what's right. Now you're going to have to decide what you're gonna do the next day.